Had a little remix at the beginning there.
Yeah. Stand up, New York Giant fans. Got a midweek show this week. What's going on, Baddog?
What is going on, everybody? How you doing? Yes, midweek show. Chris is going to be doing the Mets tomorrow, and obviously Friday. I'm going to need some sleep because the 24-hour stream is on Saturday, so couldn't do it Friday. Not going to do it Saturday. So we decided to do it tonight. Wanted to do it before the game on Sunday. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for being in another edition of Talkin' Giants, the 5th season with Chris and the Baddog. So, Chris, what are we weighing this week?
What you say?
What are we weighing this week?
What am I weighing this week? As of this morning, I was 205.6.
There we go. Look at that. 43 pounds.
43 pounds down, 35 to go.
Very nice. Sarah, thank you for being a new subscriber. Appreciate that. Thank you all for being here. Mr. Guzzo's in the house. Kansas Zero Chino, JM and Jesse, Eric Wallace, Cressley, Card Coach, Afghanistan Abraham, Andrew Christopher. Hi. Donovan Paola, David G. Give me a food. Udo Isaiah, Lucas Aiken, our friend from Dan Under. Boulevard AC, Sarah Peterson, a new subscriber. Appreciate it. And Roldy, Big Moo. What's going on? Trinity Boy, Tyler Fink, Milfman, Max, Lemuel, Sinclair, Andrew Boyle, NFL Experts, Derek. Thank you all for being here. Jeffrey Lombardozzi. Appreciate y'all being here. You know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the Entertainment Talk Sports. Links there. Channel. The game's going to be on this channel on Sunday. The Giants and the Bengals. Not a ton to talk about, but Chris, I guess we can talk about this.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
What else is new?
I don't know.
Quarterback. You always have
right?
the quarterback.
So, Brian Dable, I did a video on this, but I'd like to get your opinion. Brian Dable comes out and says, hey, Tyrod Taylor he should, but he may get reps with the first string guys, may get some series with the first string guys. What is your take on Brian Dable saying that Tyrod Taylor is going to get a look with the first strings?
Yeah, listen, I think the only reason it's even a little bit of a story is because the fan base is so divided on Daniel Jones. And, I'm sure that I can't say this for certain, but I'm sure this probably happens in a lot of other spots. If it happens with Tampa Bay, for example, nobody's going to blink an eye because they know that Tom Brady's the guy. And what Dable said to me, it didn't hint at anything in terms of Daniel Jones losing the starting job or being in jeopardy of losing the starting job. It makes complete sense that you want to get Tyrod Taylor at least some reps with the first team. He's the backup. You always want him to be prepared to step in and get the job done. And he didn't say anything outrageous or to me that hinted that Daniel Jones may be in jeopardy of losing his job. But you know how it works. It's the New York media. It's the New York fan base. And people are looking for the first opportunity to get this kid out of here that want him gone. So when they start to hear any kind of hint that Tyrod Taylor may be getting some first team reps, they immediately say, oh, Daniel Jones is gone. He's not going to be the starter. I don't think that was the case at all. I think Dable was just answering the question truthfully. He probably intends to give Tyrod Taylor a rep here or a rep there with the first team offense. But going into the year, I still have no doubts Daniel Jones is going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, like I said in the video, to me, Daniel Jones is the starter. I don't want Tyrod Taylor to be the starter. I still think Daniel Jones gives us the best opportunity to win games. But you also want to simulate game situations. And if Daniel Jones, who has not been able to get through an entire season without getting hurt, gets hurt, you definitely want Tyrod Taylor to have some reps with the first-string guys. I also mentioned it's not like Tyrod Taylor's a rookie and to be thrown into the fire. He's been around. I'm pretty sure he would adjust. But you want to go through every scenario possible. That's what practice and preseason is for. So, yeah, I'm not reading too much into it. But like you said, like I said in my video, if anybody didn't watch it, because I made 3 videos yesterday. I was a busy guy yesterday. I did a Colin Johnson video. I did the Daniel Jones video. And then I absolutely went off on the Yankees last night, which is a lot of people seem to enjoy. That is probably the maddest I've been in a long time in a video. I was pissed. They're not really doing me any favors tonight either. I can tell you that. But so I mentioned, if people think I'm tough on Daniel Jones, I'm not the New York media. And I'm telling you right now, guys and girls, as soon as Daniel Jones struggles, it could be week 1. He could have a bad half. He could have a bad game against the Titans. We lose 13-10. First question is going to be, did you give any consideration of starting Tyrod Taylor in the second half?
Of course.
That's what's going to happen. So I said, I hope Coach Daboll is ready to answer some questions because the New York media wants a story and they want to bring out a quarterback controversy. I don't think there is a quarterback controversy here.
No.
Now, when we were off camera, you mentioned, Eli Manning. And I was definitely an advocate of, okay, I didn't think we were going to be a good team in 2019. I said, let's get Daniel Jones. It's kind of, I was like, it's a throwaway season. Let's get Jones as many reps and used to the NFL as possible. And his rookie season looked like it actually was going to be like, oh, that was good for him. And then it just hasn't been. And,
Yeah,
so.
I think the pressure from the media and a portion of the fan base will be similar, though, to Daniel Jones' rookie year with Eli Manning, even though it's completely different because you wanted to get the rookie rep, so it made a lot more sense than bringing in Tyrod Taylor, a 32-year-old backup.
Yes.
But I think the pressure from portions of the fan base and the media, they will try to stir up quarterback controversy. And Gary Manny says, headline, Entertainer compares DJ to Tom Brady. Did not do that at all. I just said, I actually said they're completely different scenarios. Had it been the Bucs, nobody would blink an eye. They'd be like, Tom Brady's the starting quarterback. And I feel like this is probably something that happens around the NFL. It's just the case that with the New York Giants, in terms of our long-term stability at the quarterback position, it's highly questionable. Daniel Jones has struggled the last couple of years. So whenever anybody hears any kind of hint that, the other quarterback may be getting first-team reps, even if it's only 1 or 2 reps in practice, people are going to go crazy and they're going to start to say, oh, Daniel Jones is about to lose his job. I didn't take it that way. Joe Shane, as I've said all offseason, has basically told the truth, and I believe him. He has said everything he has said he has done. He said Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback in 2022. That could change in season, but I think they're going to give Daniel Jones a fair opportunity, which for me is at least probably the first half of the season. And then if you feel like you need to reassess at that point, you do. But to start the year, Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah, I completely agree. And like I said, unless Daniel Jones gets hurt, and the Giants are out of it at the end of the year, Tyrod Taylor's not the future. So bringing him in to replace Daniel Jones, unless you feel like, just say the Giants are 6-6, and Daniel Jones has been absolutely horrible, and Brian Daboll's like, all right, I want to make the playoffs, and I think Tyrod Taylor gives us the best opportunity. That's the only way he's getting benched. He's not going to get benched.
Or if they feel Jones is playing so bad.
That's what I'm saying.
That even if they're out of the playoffs, they feel like Tyrod Taylor is going to give their younger receivers an opportunity to progress football players because these guys need to get valuable reps. And maybe they could make that determination after 8 or 9 weeks. I don't see them being able to make it before then. So I think Jones gets till at least a bye, and we'll see how he's doing, and we see what we'll see what Daboll does after that.
Yep. All right. Let's get to a couple of these. Johnny the Turtle, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Hey guys, what's good? Baddog was watching you on my TV when you were ranting. My wife said, who is that yelling at you like that? Let's go Phillies. I was just yelling in general. I wasn't yelling at anybody in particular. Yelling at Brian Cashman. Obviously, he heard me because Estevan Florial and Cabrera are in the lineup tonight. So obviously he heard something that I said. Somebody, I guess if you
Speaking of prospects, the Mets brought up Beatty today at a home run his first at bat.
Yeah. Cabrera just missed one his first at bat, but the Yankees don't score unless they hit home runs. The only 2 runs they have tonight's on a Gleyber Torres 2-run homer because he ran into one. Care Pharmacy, thank you so much for the $10 boom. I appreciate it very much, my friend. Thank you so much. Roldy, our buddy. What is up, Roldy? Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. I'll be at the Paul O'Neill number retirement game on Sunday at 1. Then I'll be heading to MetLife for the Giants preseason game versus the Bengals. It should be a long, exciting day. I hope it's exciting. It'll definitely be long. I hope it's exciting, Roldy.
He's doing a double dip.
Because with the way the Yankees have played and the way the Giants have played, it might not be too exciting, but it'll be long.
One of my favorite Yankees of all time. So that's pretty cool that he's going to that.
That is awesome. That number should have been retired a long time ago. Nobody wears 21.
I love Paul O'Neill.
The last little trivia, I believe this is the case. I could be wrong, but the last Yankee to wear 21 was LaTroy Hawkins. Nobody's worn it since. So LaTroy Hawkins got raped because nobody wanted to wear that number, but he took it and he was terrible.
I think he was with the Cubs.
He pitched with everybody, I think.
Yeah, and the Twins, he was a closer too, I think. But I forgot he was a Yankee.
Yes. Joey Diaz, thank you. He says, when DJ performs, can't wait to rub it in your F face, Bad Dog. Are you mad, Joey? Do my words make you mad? Do I upset you because I just say what's actually happening on the field? Does that aggravate you? Because I guarantee you, if he fails, you won't be here. I'll be here regardless. So if he If he's great, you can come rub it in my F face. And if he's bad, we'll never see you again. So sorry that
And I hope,
you
Joey, and I think Baddog hopes as well that he does rub it in your face.
yeah.
That means our quarterback's doing a good
Like I
job.
said, if he fails, he won't. Obviously, some people just get really mad. My words hold a lot of weight with some people and really get under their skin. It's pretty amazing the power that my words have with some people. Adam, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He said, judging by last year and the drop last week, do you guys think it's possible Stafford made KG look better than he is, and we got duped?
I'll let you start.
I don't think Stafford made him better than he is, but Stafford's better than Daniel Jones. I don't think anybody can argue that.
No.
But it's not Daniel Jones' fault that Kenny Golladay runs poor routes, that Kenny Golladay hasn't given Daniel Jones 100%, and that Kenny Golladay dropped the pass. None of that is Daniel Jones' fault. I feel like Golladay played for the contract. Once he got paid, he stopped working. That's just the way I look at it. At least in year one, that's what I'm looking at. And now he could be great this year, or he could be bad like he was last year. But yeah, I mean, I think the quarterback has something to do with it, but I don't think it's that big of a difference where it's like, wow, Stafford really made him look good and Daniel Jones really making him look bad. I think a lot of the bad is just Kenny Golladay in general. I think it's his attitude. I think it's his effort. I think it's his lack of hustle, his lack of effort, his lack of concentration. I think a lot of that has to do with Kenny Golladay. And if anything, Kenny Golladay should be trying harder to help his quarterback out. So yeah, that's the way I look at that.
Yeah, what I'll say, Adam, is obviously I think Matt Stafford certainly helped Kenny Golladay. You're talking about one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. But if you go back and look at Kenny Galladay's best season as a Detroit Lion, which was his last year there, I believe, I think, or his last full season at Detroit. I think he had like a half season the year after he got hurt. Matt Stafford missed half the season, and he didn't miss a beat the second half. I think the backup quarterback's name was like Blau or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And he had like 6 touchdowns in 8 games with him. So he didn't miss a beat when Stafford went down with the injury. So to me, I think part of it has to do with the fact that I do think some of it was on Garrett last year. Him and Garrett clashed a lot.
God, yeah.
He didn't like that they didn't draw up enough plays to get him the football. And to be fair, we didn't. He didn't get enough targets. Part of it also has to do with the fact for 6 games, Daniel Jones wasn't even the quarterback. They had, Jake Fromm throwing him football. So that didn't help either. But some of it certainly got to fall on Jones as well. But do I think Jones is good enough? I mean, Darius Slayton caught 8 touchdowns off of Daniel Jones when we had an offense that was willing to open up the field. So hopefully Golladay, is much improved this year. That's what I'm hoping. I know there's been red flags in practice, and people have kind of been upset in terms of his route running, and it looks like he's been lackadaisical. I'm going to be fair. If I'm going to say I'm not going to read too much into practice for Jones, I'm not going to read too much into practice for Golladay. I'm going to give this team 4 or 5 weeks on the offensive end and assess at that point, how they look. But if Kenny Golladay is doing what he's doing in preseason and in practice in the regular season, yeah, he's going to hear it from the fan base real fast. So hopefully he comes out ready to go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, hopefully he shows up on game day. I mean, we know what he can do. We know what he's capable of, and he just has to go out and do it.
Yeah.
But I think that, he needs to help his quarterback out. I mean, you're paying the guy a ton of money to be a number one receiver. He has to act like a number one receiver. He has to be the leader of that receiver room.
Yeah.
And he has to help out the quarterback, which means giving your 100%. I don't care if that's practice or what. He should be given 100%. He should give 100% in practice because bad habits in practice lead to bad habits on the field.
I agree.
So,
it's one thing when Daniel Jones makes mistakes in practice. That's whatever.
Right.
He's showing effort. That's what I think pisses fans off a lot about Golladay. Is at least in some of these clips that we see and in the preseason game, there were times where you feel like he's not putting forth max effort. He's not running his route to the best of his ability. So I could understand the criticism for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Benjamin, my friend, thank you for the super chat. I know I'll see a lot of you on Saturday. He says, your rant yesterday was very therapeutic for me. Driving home, listening to you screaming equals happy. Benjamin, whatever it takes to remove Dom Switch. People love it. I get pissed off. It's amazing. I get so many things like, oh, the Yankees lost. Baddog rant. You're gonna rant. You're gonna rant. I'm like, listen, I'm not ranting every day. They always build up like that, and then that's what happens. Oh, I was so mad last night. One run in freaking 27 innings. I mean, come on, man. What the?
And you got 2 tonight, right?
Yeah, because of Gleyber Torres hit a home run finally. We had one run in like 33 innings. It's stupid.
By the way, I listened to the video while I was walking, and it was therapeutic for me as well last night. I was walking at like 11 o'clock at night trying to get some, last steps in, and I listened to the rant. And I agreed with a lot of what you said. The only part where I think I may have disagreed with you was when you said that this is who the Yankees are. I don't think this is what the Yankees are. I think they're better than this. But I definitely agree with you on your point that they are not as good as they were the first 3 months.
No.
They overachieved in the first 3 months.
They definitely did.
I think they're in the middle of what they are now and what they were
well, that's the saying, right? It's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems.
Yeah.
So we'll see where the Yankees end up. I'm just hoping just whatever the hell they're going through, get it out of the way and play the way you did in April and May. You do that in October, and I'll be very happy. Peter, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my friend. He says, hey, guys, greetings from Filthy Philly, visiting the wife's family. I either want to win 10 games and go to the playoffs or win 3 games and draft a quarterback. Any problem with that? Listen, Peter, I have no problem with the way anybody roots for the Giants. I am not the fan police. I do not tell people how to root, who to root for, what to root for. I don't care. I mean, you can root for whatever you want. People want the Giants to win every game. What's that?
Peter, at the end of the day, what you're saying you're rooting for makes complete sense. You're saying you either want the Giants to overachieve and make the playoffs or be bad enough to be able to draft Daniel Jones' replacement if they can't get there. Yeah. Essentially, you don't want to be in quarterback hell.
Right.
Which I completely understand. So, no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Like I said, I have no problem with
I look at myself like we always say on a week-to-week basis. I can't root against my team.
Yeah, I can't root against them, but if people do, they do. I'm not going to I'm not going to get mad at somebody the way they root for the team, what they say about the team. If you're talking about the Giants at all or watching the Giants, you're a fan to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. If you're spending your time, your money, whatever, and you're putting your heart and soul into a team and you care about what they do, whether it's win or lose, if you have any vested interest in them, then you're a fan. That's the way I look at it. I don't think there's better fans than other fans. There's Giants fans. That's really what it is,
I mean, at the end of the day, Pete wants what's best for the team in his head. And I understand it. So I'm never going to kill you for that.
Yeah. Johnny, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, Chris, can we win the final series against the Mets?
I'll be calling a lot of that series, John. So come on over for that. I'm looking forward to it. We got a doubleheader against you guys. We got a 4-game series, huge series. Mets got to win tomorrow, though. We got the Grom on the hill. Looks like we're going to win tonight. As long as we win tomorrow, we still got a 6-game lead in the loss column against the Braves. 1 game at a time. But, yeah, definitely looking forward to that Philly series. And then we got the Yankees right after that. So,
before wins for the Mets there.
Before things start to cool off in September, we have a really favorable schedule. But we had a couple injuries to our starting rotation, so we'll see if we can overcome it.
Skywalker, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Neil scares me at right tackle. Move him to left guard, he'll be all pro. Not ready to give up on Neil at right tackle after a couple of practices.
He hasn't even played a regular season game yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not ready to move. I'm not ready to move him to another position that he's never played before.
I understand it because they think just about the here and now. First off, who the hell is playing right tackle if he's not? Matt Gonod retired. We don't even have a backup tackle right now. So if he's not playing right tackle, who the hell is going to play it? But even if you felt like it was better for the short-term interest of this football team to move him to the guard, long-term, it's certainly not. He's a rookie. He may go through struggles. It may take him a half a season to really, to get things going. But you got to give this kid some experience to get him some exposure. And as a fan base, at least me, I'm never going to tell people how to have their opinions. But for me, I'm giving this kid a full year. I'm giving him an opportunity to grow on the right side. And I think we should have learned that lesson with Andrew Thomas. It may take some time for him to fill that void. But no, he was drafted to be a right tackle. That's his position. The guy is a monster. You're not putting him at the guard spot. He's a tackle.
Yeah. There's he's already out of position. You don't want to make him change positions again. He is our right tackle. You want bookend tackles. I'm sure he's in the chat. If not, he'll be watching at some point. The name bookend tackles. That's what you want to build your team around. So built him the outside in. And hopefully, I have no problem with Neil. Andrew Thomas struggled his first year. Look how good he is now. I think Evan Neal will get the hang of it. Evan Neal is a very athletic, huge guy, and I have no doubt he can pick it up. Joey,
I see a bunch of people saying, good job on the weight loss. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, you're the man. Joey, thank you. He says, it's comical you think people in the professional sports will listen to you. Once they turn your channel on and look at that nose, they turn it off. Well, first and foremost, if they're not listening to me, why are they turning my channel on?
Here we go.
Secondly, you paid $5 to give a stupid comment. If you're going to insult me, do better than my 5-year-old does. Thirdly, I pray to God that's not you in the thumbnail. And again, are you mad, ma'am? Did I make you mad, lady? Or is you just not getting enough attention in your everyday life? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I got a big nose, but I mean, damn. I still look damn good. And I know I do.
Part of me thinks Joey's taking shots at you just because he wants to see you rant.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, the guy's literally paying money to insult me. So I read it. Obviously, he doesn't get enough attention in his life. So that's okay. I understand. There's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of negative people whose life sucks and they got to project that negative energy out there. I get it. I used to be that guy. And I used to be that guy that had to insult people to try to make myself feel better about the fact that I was failing in certain areas of my life. And that's just what people do. So they try to yank you down to their level because they can't aspire to get to your level. That's human nature. But it's all good, Joey. Thank you for the $7. I appreciate it. I hope your life gets better. I really do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I don't know if that's the actual Joey Diaz, but that's a stand-up comedian. So maybe it's
it. Well, maybe it is. Well, I thank you from the bottom of my nose. The imp. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Your words are very powerful. Ask Michael K. Well, there you go, Joey Diaz. Michael K totally plagiarized what I said, and I have video proof. So some of them do. Some of them do. But it is what it is. I love the chat. I love the chat. There he is again. Joey, thank you for the super chat. Chris, how much money to go solo willing to sponsor?
You know what, Joey? If you're willing to give me a lot more than what you've super chatted Baddog, maybe I will do a weekly solo show. But Baddog and myself are we're a partnership, man. We've been doing this for 5 years. This ain't changing, buddy.
Yeah, he's a little jealous. Joey ain't got that. It's this type of thing makes guys mad. They feel insecure and little inside. Not to mention the big nose makes them feel a little insecure about how small their package is. So I get it. I mean, I understand you feel a little inadequate. It's all good. Keep projecting that negativity out. I hope it makes you feel better that you got a little attention in here tonight because Lord knows you need it. Cowboy MLB, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. He says, I started doing videos and making Giants content and NASCAR. He says, I'm feeling positive this year. I think DJ will have a good year. We make the playoffs. Sorry for the selfish plug. Go Giants. No, not a selfish plug at all. And I hope you're right. I don't have that positivity that you do. Some guys do. Some guys really believe the Giants are going to turn it around. I wish I did. To me, they just haven't shown enough in the last 5 years. And I don't think that they improved enough, between last year and this year to make the playoffs, to make a big jump. But I'm hopeful that they're moving in the right direction. I'm positive that they're moving in the right direction. If they made the playoffs, that'd be freaking amazing. But I think they'd have to have like a 5 or 6 game improvement. I don't know if they can do that, but maybe they have an easier schedule. And if Daniel Jones and Saquon can stay healthy, who knows, right? So hopefully, I just don't have my expectations that high for this team.
Yeah, I'm not going to set my expectations that high, but it's the NFL. It can happen.
It can. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anthony Razza, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. The Sanderson sisters put a spell on the New York Yankees. Hocus frickin' pocus. Anthony, I don't even know.
I agree with everything you said about the Yankees, don't it? And we've said it several times before. I think Cashman is not a very good GM, and I don't like the way that the Giants, the Yankees rather, construct their lineup. It's all home runs or nothing. I agree with everything. Some Yankee fans disagree with that, but I agree with you. They should have fired Cashman like 5 years ago.
Yeah, they should have got rid of Cashman a long time ago. The guy's got a blank checkbook. He sucks. I mean, he's terrible, and this team just fails year after year, year after year. The Imp, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, your words are very powerful. Ask Michael K. I sent this before. Did you see it? I did. You didn't have to super chat again, my friend. I appreciate it. But yes, he did. He plagiarized my freaking video, and I have it up there. It's insane. And at the beginning of April, they were kind of playing the way they are now, and I started talking about how they're home run or nothing, and that doesn't win ball games. And all of a sudden, they shifted to doing little things well, and they started winning a bunch of ball games. Now they're back to the home run or nothing. They're back to striking out, 11, 12, 15 times a game as a team, and not hitting sack flies and leaving men on base and not drawing walks and not doing little things to win games. And it's hurting them. So
Yep.
hopefully they figure it out. But Michael K does love me almost as much as Joey Diaz loves me. Don't let him fool you. Joey Diaz, he had a poster made. He hangs it on his wall. He's got a 16 by 20 of me hanging. I know. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Forget about it. Misleading story. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, this is a reminder to smash the like button. 115 is a little low, fellas. Yeah, hit that like button. Why the hell not? We got 130 likes. The like button's free. Smash the hell out of it. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Like I said, more importantly, make sure you go into the description and subscribe to the Up Tainah Talkin Sports. We do this show every week. We alternate channels. We do every Giants game together. We alternate channels. Let's go.
We'll be doing the game on Sunday over here. So
yes. We're doing the game on Sunday. I have a 24-hour stream starting Saturday at 9 to Sunday at 9. We're going to get a little bit of a nap. We're going to eat some breakfast, take a nap, eat some lunch, get ready for the freaking Giants. That's how we're going to do it. May go to the gym because I'm insane. But it is what it is. It is what it is. The Imp, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, you can't argue with a fool. That's just true. You may be able to win an argument with a smart person, but it's impossible to win an argument with a stupid person. That's just the way it goes. Can't argue with a fool. They drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Facts. It's facts. It's the internet, though, man. If you actually cared what people thought about you on the internet, you should never be on the internet or social media. You should.
Yeah.
If you ever gave a damn about somebody's opinion about you, dude, don't even bother with social media.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible to please everybody.
Yeah, I couldn't give two rats patoots. Lucas, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you, my man. It's still winter down here. That's right. It's like February down there because they're reversed. Can we limit the little package comments until summer? Sorry, it's still summer up here, Lucas. It's not for long.
Lucas?
I was thinking about this today. It's August 17th, and I'm sitting there going, my God, man, the summer's almost over already.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, God, I can't wait until April. Alrighty, I just want the winter gone. I'm going to enjoy September and October. I always do. November's okay. December I can get by because of Christmas, and I love Christmas. January through March, though, that is 90 days of hell.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate those 3 months. Unless the Giants are good, then I love them.
Right, just gloomy, cold, caca. Robert, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate it. He says, "Sub gents, just hopped on. Thinking DJ might get benched for Tyrod by November. And also thoughts on the 2023 quarterback draft class. Best names." I'll let you start.
Yeah, Robert, I think that's the earliest personally. Maybe I'll be wrong. I didn't think Eli was going to get pulled after 2 games during Daniel Jones' rookie year, and he did. So anything's possible. But realistically speaking, I think the bye week is the absolute earliest that Daniel Jones will get pulled this year, and that's after 8 games, which would probably be in November. So if he's playing really bad, it's possible. I don't see what Tyrod Taylor really offers us long term, but they may look at it like he could help the progression of the younger players if Jones is really struggling, like I said earlier. As far as the 2023 quarterback class, it's going to be a lot easier to answer that question after the college football season, after the combine, after the pro days, as these guys start to differentiate themselves. But the obvious names right now, Stroud, right? Stroud, Young, Richardson from Florida is a guy I always bring up. You got the guy from Miami. I forgot his name off the top, man. A lot of people talk about. Spencer Rattler. There's the Will Levis, the guy from Kentucky. There's a lot of names, and we'll see. We'll see who steps up this year and who sticks out come draft time. But it's just too early right now to say who the number 1 prospect is going to be. If you would have asked people during Joe Burrow's draft, nobody would have had him as the first overall quarterback in that draft before the college year started. Same thing for Baker Mayfield. So things change. Every collegiate season. We got to see how these guys play this year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know when. I hope DJ doesn't get benched because it would mean he's healthy and it means we're playing well. But again, I don't know. Coach Dable has no allegiance to Daniel Jones. So if Dable feels that Jones isn't getting it done and he'd rather take a look at Tyrod Taylor, he wants to win some games early on, figures that he gives him the best chance, you got to go with what the coach thinks.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not going to scream about it.
But I can't see him getting benched in November. I just don't think it's happening, but I don't know. I don't know how Dable and Shane, I don't really know.
It would have to be a scenario where he's playing so bad, they're like, all right,
Right.
there's no way this guy's going to be the quarterback in 2023.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to run the team. I really
Yeah.
don't. I don't know what they're going to do. As far as the 2023, yeah, you got Bryce Young, you got CJ Stroud, Spencer Rattler. I don't like Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler should have won the Heisman last year. He was terrible. Now he went to South Carolina. I don't know how good he's going to be there. Anthony Richardson's another one. And Will Levis. Will Levis is the one where they have the 2023 mocks that are already mocking Levis to the Giants. The guy puts mayonnaise in his coffee, man. I don't want that guy. I mean, you can't add mayonnaise to anything. Mayonnaise is gross.
And I guarantee you, Baddog, there's going to be one or two quarterback prospects that nobody's talking about now that's going to jump up draft.
Yeah, somebody will have a big year, and
it's going to happen.
They'll show up. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it will depend on where the Giants draft. But I do think that they will address the quarterback next year. That's 95%. I feel like they're going in a different direction next year, quarterback. Anthony, my friend, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my man. He says, I think this defense can look a lot like the 07 defense. Not saying we're going to the Super Bowl, but if the offense can gain confidence early, we may have a small shot at the playoffs. Andy, I agree. The defense is definitely have to carry this team early on. I just think it's easier to play defense than it is to learn a new offensive scheme. Defense is going to have to keep us in the games. Offense hopefully can score enough points. Maybe the defense can get some turnovers deep in opponent's territory, and we can score that way, and we can squeak out a couple ones. We do have a pretty weak schedule until we start playing Green Bay in Baltimore. But there's definitely a window of games that we can win right around our bye. So, I mean, I would love to get off to a good start. I'd love to win game one. It'd be nice. We've won once since 2009. We won one opener since 2009. It'd be nice to get off to a good start and have a winning culture as opposed to players going, oh, Lord, here we go again. And it already starts to seep in. So I would love to be able to pull the upset week one, beat the Titans. It'd be a nice feeling for a change. I think it'd be good for all the players too.
I'm trying to get the why he feels like we could be like the 07 defense. The only thing I could come up with is he feels like the strength is on the defensive line, and obviously we didn't have a great secondary with that.
And Spagnuolo was very aggressive, but yes, the secondary is way better in 07 than it is this year.
And I'm also going to say, man, and I hope he's right. And I'm very excited about Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm very excited about Leonard Williams and Azeez Ojulari. I think we do have good talent. I don't see Michael Strahan, Osi Umenyiora, and Justin Tuck.
Yep.
I just don't. So I don't think we'll be near that level of a defense this year. I just don't.
Yeah. Grim Silo, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. People that are predicting 8+ wins aren't thinking about how thin we are at key positions. Cornerback, offensive line, and incredibly shaky. Also, wide receivers are injury prone. There's a lot of question marks.
We're thin at every position. Baddog, tell me one position on this team we're not thin at. Tell me one. If Leonard Williams goes down, our defensive line is screwed.
Right.
If
edge rushers?
If Kayvon Thibodeau goes down, we don't who's stepping in is going to be great. I mean, O'Shane Zimenez.
True.
Middle linebacker, if Blake Martinez goes down, like, what do we got? If Xavier McKinney goes down, what do we got?
That's true. I mean, most teams are thin, but
but we're really thin.
Then you know what? That's where you build it. That's why building in the draft is so important.
Yeah,
that's where you build your depth.
We're in the process of retooling and rebuilding, but we're thin all over on this roster.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Anthony, my friend, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Perhaps their lackluster play is caused by disgust with Boone and Cashman. The entire uplifting camaraderie has disappeared. You know what I think, Anthony, with the Yankees? There is no true leader in that clubhouse. There's no true leader in that clubhouse at all. Not at all. So they missed the days of the Jeters and the Tino Martinez's and the Jorge Posadas, the guys that would get in your face, the David Cohns would tell you, hey, you're doing this wrong, fix it. We don't do that here. Like Jeter said that to somebody. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. So I don't think there's a guy. I mean, if there is, it's Aaron Judge, but Aaron Judge doesn't have the same mentality that Derek Jeter does. So, and it wasn't just Jeter. There was a lot of guys like Jeter that didn't allow little, they fixed the things. The players kind of police themselves.
You just had a much better team then. Let's be real.
Well, that's true.
You look around this lineup. I mean, Aaron Judge is incredible. Giancarlo Stanton. I don't know. I know he's been banged up, right? I don't watch every Yankee game, but he's obviously very good. But outside of those two, you got a couple of pretty good hitters. But those late 90s, 2000 Yankee teams, you guys had good hitters throughout the entire lineup.
Yeah,
there were no easy outs with that lineup. So yeah, I just don't think this team is nearly as good as their record indicated at the beginning of the year. I think your pitching was pitching over their head, and they're still pitching pretty well at this point. You're just not scoring runs, but
Yep.
the Yankees were overachieving, and if you're a Yankee fan, you got to hope that they get back to where they were.
Yeah. Oh, my lover's here. Joey, thank you again. He says you sold out for Laker Super Chats. You fake Knick fan. Oh, he's so mad. And you take steroids. Oh, of course I do, because everybody knows when you take steroids, you lose weight and get smaller. That's definitely a part of it. And to look the part of what? To look the part of what? You need this $5 more than me. Hashtag sell. I do. Keep super chatting. I need money really bad. I'm broke. I have no money. I'm absolutely broke. I literally need every $5 you send me. Keep insulting me with the money, please. I need it bad. And you know the funny thing? The only time anybody's ever called a sellout is when they're successful. That is one thing I know. You don't call a failure a sellout. So thank you for calling me successful, Joey. And please, like I said, please keep donating because I really do need the money. I am completely broke. Blue Collar and Joey, I love you, buddy. Hey, fellas, do you guys think McKinney will handle a play? Why does this guy even bother?
You know what you need to do? You need to start a Joey Diaz count in the top right. So far, he's up to $12.
Right. No, it's more than that. I think it's 17 now.
Oh, is it 17?
Yeah, I think it's 17. Yeah, I need more than 5. Can you give me more than 5? Throw like 100 up there. If you're any kind of man, Joe, you'll give 100, 200. You're super chatting me. And by the way, I don't get a lot of super chats during the Laker games, just so you know. So it is what it is. But please, like I said, throw me 100 or 200. $5 ain't enough. I'm broke. I really am. I'm broke. I can't even eat. That's why I've gotten so thin. I can't even afford to eat anymore. You know. But Blue Collar says, you guys think McKinney can handle play calls? I think Wink hooked him up with Ed Reed. Yeah. McKinney's been calling plays now, with Martinez off the field, and McKinney's obviously taking a leadership role, not only in the secondary, but the entire defense. So yeah, I definitely think McKinney's ready to take that big step. That's why I bought his jersey. And that's another reason I need money. So Joey, keep throwing it at me because I just paid $140 for that thing. And Lord knows I can't afford it. I had to take out a second mortgage on my house to afford a McKinney jersey. So please keep donating. But yes, to answer your question, I do believe that McKinney can handle play calling without a problem. I think McKinney's going to have a big year.
I'm excited. I'm excited for McKinney this year. And I think he fits the scheme really well. And obviously the fact that they gave him play calling duty signifies that they got a lot of faith in the guy. But yeah, I think he's going to be all over. I think he's going to be playing all over. There's going to be times where he's going to be playing the linebacker spot, probably up in the box. So yeah, it's unconventional. Usually it's the middle linebacker, but there are some teams around the league that do use the safeties from what I've read. There's a handful to call the plays.
Yeah. But I'm excited about McKinney. I think McKinney can have a really.
I'm very excited for McKinney.
Yeah. Tutto, grazie, paisana, grazie. He says, salute the Baddog and Tainah job by office to pay a proper thanks for all the Giants fans around the world. Slap the stinky boys losers out of the dough. Yeah. Yes. Joey's back again. $2. I think Joey's running out of money. He tells me I need money. Look at that. Super chats are getting lower. I mean, I think he's showing your chain is faker than your loyalty to the Knicks. It is. It's fake. Yeah. I'm fake. Everything about me is fake. You're right. You nailed me. You know me so well. Yeah. $2 super chat. He got no money. This guy's got no money. Don't forget my bracelet. That's another one.
I mean, to be fair, Baddog, that's what that chain cost you. So he just paid you for the chain.
Yeah. No, actually, I could buy another one because it's $1. My wedding ring is fake too. I mean, everything is. Yeah. 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 Joey's got a man crush on me.
He does. I think
he does. Yeah, he's got a problem, bro. I don't swing that from that side of the plate. I'm sorry. I know you aspire to be like, I get it, but yeah, $2 super chat ain't cutting it. You have to start donating more for me to read your comments. You need a $5. You can't even super chat more than $5. You're broke. Danny, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. What's up, Chris and Baddog? Yankees down bad right now. It's all riding on the Giants now. Oh, that's not good. Go Big Blue. But yes,
I'm getting nervous about my Mets. They were up 6-1. Now it's 6-5.
What's going on? Well, the Yankees stink.
But let's go Big Blue is right, Danny, man. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Hopefully, it would be nice for the Giants season to last longer than the Yankees for once. But the way the Yankees are going, looks like they're going to be out ALDS this year. So it is what it is.
I think the Yankees I think you'll get to the ALCS. But I do think Houston will take care of you, if I'm being honest. But I think you get to the ALCS.
I would like to get there. I'd like to have a shot at Houston again. I'd like the Yankees to play the way they were playing, not this. This is tough to watch. This is tougher to watch than a root canal with no Novocaine. It's more painful to watch that, you know. Swanye, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Says, if Dexter Lawrence doesn't produce this year, is he considered a bust? His rookie year was promising, but that's all. I don't think he's a bust. I think Dexter Lawrence has played well. I mean, they gave him a fifth-year option for a reason. They picked that up. I think he's done well. I mean, I don't know what we expected from Dexter Lawrence, but I think he's done okay. I wouldn't say he's a bust. I don't think he's like a 17th overall pick level player, but
I'm gonna look at that draft. I'm gonna look at that draft right now. So we took him 17th.
I thought we reached him a little bit. I thought he was more mid-20s, but I wanted Dexter Lawrence.
Well, let me name some of the players that went after him. You got Garrett Bradbury. I don't think he's become much in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken. Jeffrey Simmons, another defensive tackle. Noah Fant, Darnell Savage, Andre Dillard's been a bust. Titus Howard, I don't think he's been much. Josh Jacobs, he's a running back. We weren't drafting a running back. Marquise Hollywood Brown, hasn't really been worth that. Montez Sweat, maybe you can make that argument there. Jonathan Abram, Jerry Tillery. I mean, it wasn't really a good draft when you and obviously in the second round, sure, Deebo Samuel, but we weren't taking him obviously there at 17. So I don't think it was a horrendous pick. Was it my ideal pick? No. On draft night, I wanted Sweat, who ended up going to Washington. But he's been a good player, but he hasn't taken that leap that we were hoping he would year two. Year one, he looked pretty good, and he's kind of been pretty good throughout. He just hasn't accelerated the process. But he's a guy that maybe can take a leap now that they get, they get an improved pass rush on the outside. That may help a guy like Dexter Lawrence, and maybe this scheme suits him well. So we'll see. But I wouldn't call him a bust, but he certainly hasn't exceeded expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He definitely has not exceeded expectations. I don't really know what expectations he had when he came in here either. So it's hard to say did he live up to them or not. Hey, look at the Yankees trying to come back here. Udo, thank you, brother. He says Joey is part of the DJ cult. I don't know what Joey's part of. I don't think Joey's allowed to be in part of any group. So I don't know. I really don't. Blake, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Joey Diaz is the president of the Baddog fan club, is what it is. He says reality should be setting in for Giants fans. DJ has gone after 22. Even if he's a good player, it's doubtful he plays well enough in a new offense to justify an extension. I mean, it's fair. I think that, like I said, 95%, I'm pretty sure they're going to go with their own guy. There's no allegiance to Daniel Jones. They didn't draft Daniel Jones. Usually a new GM wants his own quarterback. So Daniel Jones would have to play out of this world in order to get the fifth year, the franchise tag. I don't see him coming back, but we have to at least wait and see, right? There's a season to play. Hopefully Daniel Jones proves everybody wrong. Well, most people wrong. Some people.
You never know, Baddog. You never know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But I agree with Blake. If I'm a betting man, I'm obviously betting what he just said. But Bet, if I would have told you that Eli Manning was going to win a Super Bowl in his fourth season before the year started, what would you have said to me?
Yeah.
You would have called me crazy. And I'm not comparing him to Eli Manning, but my point is we have to let the season play out and see how he does. We have no choice but to. So let the year play out. If he's as bad as people think he is, or even if he's not and he doesn't really exceed expectations, you're going to have a new quarterback. So let's let the year play out. Let's see what happens.
Yep, no doubt about it. Tommy, my friend, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Baddog, I'm a Tigers fan. Talk me off the ledge. I don't know much about the Tigers, so I can't really talk you off the ledge. I just know they're not very good. But I don't know what you expect. Like, I don't know what was expected of the Tigers. I don't think many people expected a lot. Obviously, I don't know what your prospects are. Like, it's hard. I don't ever watch the Tigers. So
I'm not talking you off the ledge, Tommy. You're screwed.
Yeah. Look, you're an LSU Tigers fan, but yeah, Detroit Tigers, I don't know.
I will say the Tigers at one point had an incredible pitching staff. Those years where they had Max Scherzer, they had like three incredible starters on that team at once. But right now, your Tigers are screwed. And if you're not a big fella like the Mets, the Yankees, or Dodgers, it's going to be hard to compete for a World Series on a consistent basis.
Joey, thank you again. Another week, $2. He says, stay downstairs. Do you hear the clapping up here? I don't get it. You got to do better. Make me laugh.
I'm trying to figure out what he meant by that. Stay downstairs. Do you hear the clapping up here?
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
I'll have to think.
He's running out of material. NFL experts, thank you, my friend. He says Joey talks a lot for a guy with Cool Ranch Dorito crumbs on his face with dust under his fingernails. thinking when he'll start his diet. Well, that's probably an accurate description if I was to guess. People always punch up. That's just what they do. They don't punch down. They punch up. Just remember that, people. Anytime somebody insults you, it's because, like I said, they're beneath you. There's no other reason to do it. They don't succeed. They're not you. They can't be you. They wish they were. So if they try to pull you down to their level. Joey, like I said, you can tell he's running out of money. He's donating $2. That's where he goes. $2. Here's $2. Roldy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. He says, if DJ has another bad season and proves not to be the guy like I know he's not, I promise you, DJ apologist will have a new excuse. Right, Christopher? I don't think Chris is an apologist for Daniel Jones.
I've never once said he's a franchise quarterback, and I agree with the comment that 95% we're moving off him at the end of the year. If that makes me an apologist, I just look at myself as a fan that says, all right, he's a quarterback this year. I'm going to give him an opportunity to prove myself wrong and many others. And I hope that he does. I'm praying that he does. I'm not rooting to see Tyrod Taylor. I'll tell you that right now.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Dashy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. $4.20 from Dashy. 420 crew, you know what to do. Carew, smoke them because you got them. 420 from Dashy. Reds beat the Phillies 1-0. Walk-off RBI. There you go, Chris.
Yeah, thank you, Dashy, man. Mets fans appreciate that. Not that they're that close. They're like 10 games back, but every little bit helps, man. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, Joey's going to go the wife route. Thank you again.
That's what he meant.
Yeah. Oh, you're clapping my wife. Oh, really? Yeah, I doubt that. She wouldn't want to be with a fat slob. She's with this. I mean, come on. Why? My wife isn't into barnyard animals, Joey. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. But, I mean, keep trying. I have a feeling this guy's 14. Do those insults work in 6th grade? I mean, what are you, 15, 16, 6th grade? Not bad. Not bad. I'm actually surprised he can actually kind of type. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive.
And he can clap, apparently.
I guess he can clap. I guess. I don't know. Afghanistan says he misses the nonsense streams. A lot of times they turn it into nonsense.
You kind of got that tonight a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We got a little bit. So it is what it is. But yeah, as far as the Giants go, man, I'm anxious to see. We know that Cincinnati's not going to be playing their starters. You know, he's come out and said that. And I don't think that they need to play the starters. They went to the Super Bowl last year, so they know what they got. Dable has said we are playing our starters, but he hasn't mentioned how long. So, I mean, how long do you think that
I think it'll be similar. I think it'll be similar to last week. I think you'll probably see DJ get a quarter. I don't see too much more than that. He kind of hinted at that. I felt like in some of the things that I read, and I'm hoping the last week maybe they get a half. And I'm hoping we get to go up against the first team. It's been annoying that now the second opponent we're going to play, we're not going. We're going up against their second team because, I mean, I guess it's good in the sense that they're starting to get at least some chemistry, but you're not going up against a real threat. And it was so vanilla last week too in terms of the offensive play calling, which I'm not against. You want the element of surprise week 1, but I'd like a better test. So I'm hoping that third preseason game we get to go up against some starters.
Yeah, I mean I do too, but I don't know. I wonder how much we'll play our guys in the third game, if any. I would imagine we would, but I'd imagine we'll get a series or two. Maybe he's just going to do a series or two in every game.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm thinking, maybe it's a quarter each game. Who knows? But Jones and the offense certainly need some work. So hopefully he gets them out there for at least a decent amount of time.
Joey, have a great night, buddy. I love you too. And he wants you alone, Chris. So beware.
Joey,
Joey's mad because he knows that I do have a wife. He knows you're single, so he's hoping you're alone. So just
Joey,
watch your back and don't drop the soap around Joey is all I'm saying.
Joey, as long as you don't clap me, we're good to go. Just don't clap me.
Timothy, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, I heard you're raising money for Julio. He's penile playing for. Maybe he's mad because he's so small he pees on his nuts. I really don't know what the guy's problem is. I've never actually seen him in this chat before, so it is what it is. What do you got to do, man? You know, his mom called him, Joey, get off the computer. It's time for bed. You got summer school in the morning, Joey.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I warmed your milk up for you. Get up here. Wipe the seat off. And change my pad. Dashy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Why would anybody mess with me, man? I'm good. I'm the king of the comebacks, baby. He says, but a big win for me is Ken Riley, senior finalist for the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame class of 2023. He's a Bengals fan. That is one step away for Ken Riley. I agree, Dash. I think I mentioned that on your comments or your community notes that Ken Riley, especially Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson's a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know what the hell is taking so long. I did never figure out the Hall of Fame and how they decide who goes in and who doesn't. Like, there's some guys I'm like, how is that guy not a Hall of Famer? Like Jim Marshall, for example, unless he got in. I don't think he's in yet, though. I'm like, how is he not in there? And you got other guys in there. But Ken Riley and Ken Anderson, in my opinion, belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Good old number 13 for the.
Most people say Anderson should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be. He was really, really good. Kenny Anderson was really good. Tommy, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, okay, you got me off the Tigers ledge. On a brighter note, I keep seeing experts picking the Giants to win the division. Do you believe in miracles? What do you think about that?
What experts have picked the Giants to win the division?
There's definitely been a few.
Who?
I thought I saw some of that. Maybe it was a troll. I don't know, man. You never know. There's a million.
I would like to know what so-called expert picked the Giants to win the division. I mean, I hope they're right, Tommy, whoever it is.
Are there? I feel like, Damian Karras in The Exorcist. He's like, there are no experts. I feel like that's the way it is when it comes to picking division winners and betting and everything. I don't think there are experts. I think a lot of it has to do with luck, honestly, and talent. I don't know, man. We have an easier schedule, but I do feel like Philadelphia got better and they made the playoffs last year, and I don't know how good Dallas is. So
apparently, according to a couple of people, Keyshawn Johnson. Here's what I'll say about Keyshawn Johnson. Historically, for some reason, he has always liked the Giants. Yeah. I've noticed that throughout his career on ESPN. He has always seemed to favor the Giants. Why, I don't know. He didn't play for the Giants. He played for the Jets, but maybe that's why. Maybe he didn't like the way the Jets treated him. Who knows? But I mean, if Keyshawn's the expert that's predicting it, I'm praying that Keyshawn's right. It's the NFL. Anything can happen. And we don't play in the strongest of divisions, but yeah, we play a soft schedule, but so does every other team in our division. So we also have turnover on both sides of the ball in terms of scheme. So I ain't going into the year expecting that. I'm just hoping we get progress over the second half of the year. If we make the playoffs, great.
Yeah, I just want to see the team improve. I want to see them be competitive. I want to know that we are moving in the right direction. I really, it's all you can do when your team is kind of in the middle of a rebuild, and you got to hope that they show that, okay, this team is getting better and that they continue to get better. Because in 2020, it did look like the Giants might have been getting a little better, and then they completely fell off the cliff. Daniel Jones getting hurt certainly didn't help, but there was definitely winnable games at the beginning of the year. They should have definitely beat Washington. They should have beat Atlanta. Those are two games that they let slip away. It might have been a completely different season. The Giants have to find ways to win games. They can't keep losing games the way they lose them. They have to find a way to win these games. And then I think the culture will be completely different. Once I feel like they get confidence that they can win, they'll go out there and go, we're going to win this game. We're going to figure out a way to win this game. Hopefully the Yankees figure out a way to win this game. Judges up at the bases loaded and 3-0 count right now. So let's see. Carlos, thank you for the $2. Boom. Appreciate it, my friend. Danny, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Don't want to exaggerate, but I feel like this Titans game will be telling on the type of season we might have at least from a confidence perspective. Somebody mentioned that last week.
I agree. Well, the thing is, I'm not going to say I'm going to know the type of season we're going to have based off week one, even if we win, because you can't. What if the whole team gets hurt week 3? But what I will say is, and people have said this, like you said, over our last couple of streams, and it makes sense because if you do win that game, suddenly you look at 2 of our next 3 games, we're probably going to be favored: home against the Bears and home against the Panthers, or at least pick'ems in both of those contests. They're both at home. And the Bears game will be our 3rd straight home game, so we'll be incredibly well rested. And you say to yourself, wow, there's actually a great possibility we could start 3-1. With the Cowboys game mixed in the middle on Monday night. So I agree from the fans' perspective. If the Giants were to win that game, yeah, suddenly you'd have fans actually believing this team may be able to win 8 or 9 games. That one game could change a lot of opinions about this team in terms of their overall record this year.
Gleyber Torres is a trash.
What happened?
Judge walked 4-3 Yankees, bases loaded, 1 out. Gleyber Torres grounds into a double play. First pitch swinging, tries to pull an outside pitch right into the shortstop. 6-4-3 inning over. The guy sucks ass. Why he's hitting third is beyond me. But that just goes back to the analytical BS that the Yankees do. They do not hit with men on base.
Yeah,
they just don't. Joey, listen, I'm going to say this. You've got enough attention tonight. You're not coming on the show. You'll never earn that ever. You could give me $1 million. I wouldn't put you on this show. So you've got enough of my attention tonight. Go get an itch in a place you can't scratch, or go try to find a corner in a round room. That'll keep you occupied for a while. Carlos, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. He says, hello, guys. What Mara says, we've done everything to screw this kid up, is true. Yes, they have.
I agree with that.
I think he blows up this year under a new regime and has a great year. As Chris would say, from your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears, Carlo. Everything that he said is accurate. And it's unfortunate for Daniel Jones that he got drafted by such an inept organization since he's been in the NFL. I mean, we completely ruined the second half of Eli's career. We completely ruined the beginning of Daniel Jones's career. Nobody would argue that. The guy's been through now 3 different offensive play callers, entering his 4th year in the NFL. The offensive line's been a complete joke his entire time since he's been here. He's been surrounded by skill position players that have been completely injured. His number 1 receiver his rookie year was Darius Slayton, a 5th-round rookie. So nobody would argue that Daniel Jones got screwed in terms of his supporting cast. He did. Life in the NFL is not always fair. And Carlos, I hope you're right, man. I hope he does have a great year. I'm rooting for him. I got his jersey on tonight. I'm rooting for him.
I mean, we have to root for him. He's the quarterback of the New York Giants. And if the Giants are going to win games, it's going to be because Daniel Jones has a successful season. But yeah, the Giants haven't done him any favors. And the offensive line has always been a problem. Dave Gettleman said he was going to fix it. He never did fix it. He drafted Andrew Thomas, who ended up being really good. Then he brought in Joe Judge and Jason Garrett. Then Jason Garrett, he had Pat Shurmur. Then Pat Shurmur was gone. He brought in Jason Garrett. Then Jason Garrett was gone. Then he had Freddie Kitchens. Then he keeps getting hurt. Offensive line's no good. The receivers keep getting hurt. We don't even have really good receivers anyway. They can't catch passes. He had to deal with Evan Ingham. Saquon Barkley got hurt. Giants are a bad team. They've been a bad team even before Daniel Jones got here. They hurt Eli Manning at the end of his career. So everybody would always get mad. Oh, why is Eli diving on the ground? Why he just keeps falling down? I'm like, you stand there and get hit by a 350-pound lineman charging at you unscathed. I'm not doing it. Eli been around long enough. Eli would see that rush come and go, I have no chance. I'm not trying to run away. I'm just going to go down. But Daniel Jones came into a bad situation. Chris has said before, we were not ready to draft a quarterback, especially 6th overall. You have to build a team. Before you get the quarterback. You can't get the quarterback and then build the team because you're going to stunt your growth.
Incredible prospect, and nobody in that draft was, unless you want to argue Murray, but he was already gone.
Right.
At that point, you don't take the quarterback. You continue to build the roster. We didn't do that.
Yep, I agree. So again, if the Giants are going to be good, Daniel Jones has to be good. He has to be healthy, and it's unfortunate. Like Chris said, it's not always fair. Life's not fair. So the fact that Daniel Jones had a bad team around, there's not much you can do. Now, Daniel Jones will go somewhere else. I'm sure another team will take him. I don't know if they'll take him to start or they sign him as a backup. I can't see a team giving Daniel Jones a big starting quarterback money on a big contract. Because I think there's a lot of question marks, and I don't think a team is willing to say, okay, he wasn't good with the Giants, but we see a guy here that we can give 4 years, $150 million to, and he's going to be the next big thing. So maybe he goes somewhere, maybe gets a 2-year deal.
I can see. It all depends on how he plays this year.
Yeah,
this is all speculation, but I could see like a Jameis Winston type situation. Winston signed like a 2-year deal, for a decent amount of money, nothing special, but he got an opportunity to start somewhere. Maybe I'm trying to think like a Teddy Bridgewater type signing with the Panthers, even though it didn't work out there. He did get a 3-year deal for a fairly cheap contract, maybe a deal like Nick Foles got with the Jaguars. Like I could see things like that for Daniel Jones at the end of this year if the Giants don't push forward with him and he gets an opportunity to start somewhere else. But again, we'll have a better grasp of the situation after we see Jones play this year.
Yeah. Joey, thank you for another $2. And yes, I am a clown. And yes, Cashman is listening as we speak. He always tunes into the show. He loves talking Giants. He's a big fan. He told me so. I had dinner with him yesterday. Dashy, thank you for the super chat, brother. I appreciate it. I had dinner with him after the rant, and that's why he called the prospects. You didn't know that. You don't know I have big connections with the Yankees. The Clown Show is in New England right now. Joe Clown Judge and Matt Clown Patricia are going to ruin Mac Jones's career. What do you think of that? Now, I saw an article that said they're like not arguing. What is the deal with Patricia and Joe Judge? Like, I don't really know what
I didn't even see
the situation is.
I didn't even
Well,
see
they're like, they're not going to argue over play calling, or like one guy's not going to call. Like, who? Like, Patricia's the offensive coordinator, correct?
I don't
Joe
think
Judge is like
I don't think they technically have an offensive coordinator.
Okay.
I could be wrong in that, but I don't think they technically have an offensive coordinator. I know Judge is the quarterback's coach, or is he?
Yeah, I don't know what he's like, an offensive consultant or something. I don't know what his exact title is.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's what I'll say. I don't think Bill Belichick will let that happen. I don't think Bill Belichick will let Mac Jones' career get ruined. Mac Jones may not be very good. I know he was decent last year, and we'll see, how he progresses throughout his career, but I don't think Bill Belichick will let that happen. He's too good of a coach.
I agree. Bill Belichick's not good. Well, yeah. It'll be interesting. New England's run a little bit differently than we are. So Belichick's been around. Belichick knows how to win. Belichick knows what it takes. Belichick and Tom Brady obviously are meant for one another. But I agree with you. I can't see Belichick will nip that in the bud real quick.
Now, Belichick may not be there much longer.
It's true.
And when that happens, then who knows what the hell is going to happen to the Patriots. Right. But as long as he's there, I'm still going to respect the Patriots.
Yeah. Zach Attack, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. He says, if he can't handle when things are perfect, that's literally telling you he's not worth it. What do you think a roster looks like when he makes $40 million a year? That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Zach.
It wasn't even, but for me, it wasn't even like I don't need to see perfect. I needed to see decent for Jones. And hopefully this year he has that. Like, it hasn't been close to perfect. It's been similar to what the Chicago Bears have provided Justin Fields, his first couple of years there. Like, it was a mess here. So, but it is what it is. He got screwed. The same thing happened. I'm assuming you're a Jet fan. I see Zach Attack. So, same thing happened to Sam Darnold with you guys. And he obviously hasn't flourished since he left the team. So, it happens to a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. And a lot of times it is bad luck, but the great ones are able to overcome it. And so far, Jones has not been able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the thing, Zach. A lot of teams win when their quarterback's getting the rookie contract because you can put the money in other areas of the team. And obviously when the quarterback gets 10% of the cap or whatever, they get 10 to 12% of the cap and they get paid a lot of money. The first couple of years, you might be able to get away with it, but as that contract wears on and you start to get more, deeper into the cap hell, it becomes increasingly more difficult. I mean, I can't think of a player outside of Brady that won on a big contract. I don't remember what Peyton Manning got with Denver. And maybe
I actually pulled up a list one time. I think there's only been
not many.
Maybe it's changed since Stafford, but I know that Stafford's contract they're not paying him too much now because I think the majority of it was in the front end of the contract, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But before Stafford, I think there had only been 4 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL that made more than 10% of the team's cap, and Eli Manning was one of them.
Right.
And I think Peyton was one with the Broncos, and Brady was one. I can't remember the other one, but I think there's only been 4 quarterbacks that made more than 10% of the team's salary cap that won a Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough once you give that quarterback all that money. By the way, we got 538 in the house. Thank you guys and girls so much for spending your Wednesday night with Chris and the Baddog. Little comedy act here early on. But do me a favor, hit the like button. We got 250 likes. Let's get 300. We can easily get 300 likes. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Make sure you come back on Sunday when we do the Giants and Bengals game on this channel. And if you got time over the course of 24 hours, between Saturday 9 a.m. and Sunday 9 a.m., swing by. I'll be live the entire 24 hours. And again, half of whatever I make, whether it be revenue, super chats, merchandise sales, or new members of the channel, I'll be donating half of whatever I get in that 24-hour period to Wounded Warriors Project. So hopefully you guys can tune in, just keep me company. 24 hours is a long time, but it'll be my 7th time doing it. I got this down pat. The most important thing you need to do is go into the description and subscribe to the Up Tainah Talkin Sports, because like I said, if you're new, we do this show every week. We alternate channels every week, and we do the games together every week, and we also alternate channels. Thank you for being here, guys and girls. We're getting close to NFL football. He's got some kind of football back. I mean, it was nice to, even if it was just, for a couple series, and it's a lot of guys that aren't going to make the team. It was nice to see the guys in blue back in the field. It was nice to have some football back.
Of course. I can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Chris Baddog, do you believe Kenny Golladay should be traded? There's no market for him. There's no market for him. I mean, with his contract, and the Giants would have to eat a lot of that money too if they traded him. There's no market for him. Kenny Golladay is going to be with the Giants this year, and there's a decent chance he's going to be with the Giants next year. But he's definitely going to be with the Giants this year. Nobody's taking that contract.
Kenny Golladay is. I mean, like I said, I did a video on Kenny Golladay alone because it's concerning for me. And again, it's the effort thing. Like I don't know what's in. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if he's disinterested. I don't know if he's just like, I got paid and now I don't need to work. Like I'm not in his head. I'm not in the locker room. Maybe guys in the locker room love him. Maybe they feel like he's giving it his all and it's just not good enough. Dable seemed to be fine with the way Kenny Galladay's been going. He didn't say anything bad about him. He said that he's fine. He doesn't see anything wrong. And we got to hope Daniel Jones and Kenny Galladay get some kind of continuity. Because if our passing game is going to be anything, Kenny Galladay is going to have to open up the outside so that the guys like Wan'Dale Robinson and Kadarius Toney can be open on the inside. I mean, everybody's got to work off of one another. And if Kenny Galladay is getting shut down on the outside and there's no threat of an outside passing game, they're going to clog the middle. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. So It is what it is. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just laughing. I saw Charles Barkley said that I thought Chris made Ron Effect. I never talked to Ron Effect once on YouTube. I never had anything against the guy. So I don't know where you heard that from, but I never, no, I had nothing to do with that. And to my knowledge, I mean, I can't speak for him, but I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, somebody has
a video. I didn't watch it yet.
Somebody did say that. I did watch it.
You did? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he talked about guys and girls like on Twitter and Instagram talking.
So trolls, like what we get all the time.
Exactly. Like the Joey Diaz guy. Right.
Yeah.
A lot of that. But I guess that's what was going on. I don't really know. It just sounded like he wasn't having fun doing it anymore. And
I understand it. There's time.
I definitely did a video on Ron Effect. I did. I mean, I did long time ago. But it's not like I constantly talked about the guy. I just did the one video because again, when people, I have an issue with people saying you're not a fan. I don't like that. I don't like when people say you're not a fan. If you don't root this way or if you don't root that way, you're not a fan. That agitates me because, like I said, who the hell died and made somebody the fan police?
Yeah.
That was the only reason I even did the video. I've never had a problem with Ron Effect. I never worked with Ron Effect at all. So I've never had a problem with him. I just did that one video.
I'm sad to see any Giants content creator go. I didn't want to,
Right.
Hopefully he comes back.
Yeah. I don't think he said he wasn't. He's not doing Giants. He doesn't enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I used to watch Ron Effect stuff all the time. His videos in his car, and he'd always start off with the stare. So I always remember his videos. But he said he worked like a graveyard shift, and I don't know what else was going on.
I remember he made some videos as a security guard at a mall. I saw that. So yeah, and it was always late at night. So yeah.
Yeah. But he posted a video and he just said he's not going to post, but he said that's why he left. Somebody called him a Giants version of EDP. Like, I have an idea of who said that. I definitely never said that. The only thing I ever did was people always, because when I did the video, I imitated his voice and didn't realize I did it that good. So everybody always said, "Can you?"
Oh no, you sounded like him.
Can you imitate Ron Effect?
Yeah, you
sounded in the live stream. So like, can you imitate? So
yeah.
I would. I mean, there's nothing against him, but people are like, "Can you imitate him?" Like, yeah, okay, sure.
He was nothing like EDP though. He didn't.
No, I never said nothing like EDP.
He wasn't taking his shirt off or anything like that.
No, he wasn't taking his shirt off. He wasn't wiping his rear end with Giant stuff, and he wasn't blowing up the bathroom at Chipotle, whatever EDP did. I don't know. All I know is that Dave Gettleman is in the house. Thank you for the super chat. I thought we saw the last of Dave.
He's still around.
All I needed, let me try to do my Dave Gettleman voice. All I needed was one more year to turn the team around.
You kind of sound like it's like half Dave Gettleman, half Marlon Brando.
That's the Italian in me. By the way, I planned on drafting Jordan Davis.
I believe you, Dave. You love the interior defensive lineman, so I certainly believe that you would do that, Dave Gettleman.
He probably would have drafted him on both, but he would have taken Jordan Davis, and I'm trying to think of who else Gettleman would have taken.
Gettleman this year. Let's see.
Who's a wide receiver that we could have really reached for?
Well, you could have taken the guy the Jets took. What's his name?
Oh, who's the guy the Falcons took? Drake London. Drake London and Jordan Davis would have been Gettleman's picks.
Oh my God.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt.
No, I do think you would have taken a tackle this year. I do.
Rizzo just tied the game up.
Oh, there you go.
There you go, Bomb 88. About time, because Anthony Rizzo been looking like he was swinging a pool noodle the last few games.
Mets got some insurance runs, so they should win top of the ninth, 8-5.
Yankees just tied it up. 4 runs. I don't even know what the hell to do. They're dancing in the streets of the Bronx. Get 4 runs in a game. L.A. Lou, thank you so much, brother. I know I'll see you Saturday. It says, curious, how's your old line looking in training camp?
Very hurt. A lot of injuries. Macano was supposed to be our swing tackle. He retired. Azudu's been hurt.
Feliciano's been hurt.
Lemieux's hurt.
Yeah.
So very banged up. Evan Neal's been struggling, but again, I'm not going crazy about that. He's a rookie. So yeah, looks like we're gonna get off to a slow start with the offensive line. But I kind of expected that. But obviously the injuries are only gonna make it worse.
Yeah. Yes, they've looked very questionable. Let's put it that way. They're not a well-oiled machine. Hopefully they can get healthy for week 1 and they can start to build up. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for an offensive line to gel. It's going to take time for Evan Neal to learn the right tackle position and to play well. I'm not going to sit here and kill the guy if he gives up, 2 sacks in the first game, or if he's given up like 4 sacks in the first 3 games. I understand that that's a very tough position to play in the NFL. It's one of the toughest. I think pass rusher is the easiest to make the transition to. I think quarterback's the toughest. Then I think corner is the second toughest. Then I think your tackles are probably the third toughest adjustment. So you're going to see you're going to see a lot more complex of defensive schemes, stunts, blitzes, and these guys are way faster than what you faced at college. The speed, that's the hardest thing I think for these guys is just you can look at it on film, but you're never going to get an idea of how fast it really is. Like you watch baseball and you see the pitch and you know it's coming in there fast, but until you step in a batter's box and see what 98 looks like, you have no idea how fast that really is.
With movement and location.
Right. I'm not even talking about the movement. I'm just talking about how fast that really is. On TV, it's like, how do you not hit that? When you're standing in a batter's box, it's like,
the other day I was walking home from the gym. I'm like, oh, there's a batting cage on my way home. I went, and I haven't swung a baseball bat in like 4 or 5 years, probably at least. And they don't go up to 90; they go up to 80. I made some contact, but it wasn't as easy as it used to be. 5-6 years ago, I would go in there. I'd be able to hit both righty and lefty, make contact on the 80. I made good contact maybe once out of every 3 pitches, and that's 80 right down the middle. So just imagine 10 to 15 miles an hour more on top of that. It's
and 10 miles an hour on top of that's a changeup for these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was crazy. Tommy, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. One true road game in the first 6. Can we start strong? We're going to have to if we have any chance. I would love the Giants to get off to a good start because, again, winning builds culture. I don't care, but you could get them to talk about the locker room culture and the culture of this and that. Winning, I said it in one of the things, hashtag WBC, winning builds culture. So win some games, get some confidence, say we can do this, get on a roll, and start to make teams recognize, man, isn't that the same old Giants?
Tommy, I'm going to say no, but I do think there's a window after the first 6 games. That's the weakest part of our schedule. If we could start 3-3 over the first 6 games, I'll be thrilled. Because I already look at the Ravens and Packers games as losses. Yeah. I don't think we're beating the Packers in London. I don't think we're beating the Ravens traveling back from London. And I don't think we're going to win the other 4 games. Hopefully we can win 3 of them. Yeah. So that's if we start 3-3, and then you got the Jaguars, Seahawks, Texans, and whoever else. The
Lions.
Out of your next 4, and you can win 3 out of 4 there. Suddenly you're at your 6-4. So 3-3 would be a blessing. I would be very happy with 3-3. I'm thinking 2-4, but 3-3 would be great.
Yep. Chrissy, thank you. Appreciate it. DJ is the best quarterback we've had. Giants fans are sick. Best quarterback we've had, what, in the last 3 years? or I don't know. I don't know. Chris's face says it all. I don't know what to say.
I'm speechless.
I,
I'm sorry. Hey, listen, I'm wearing the guy's jersey. I'm supporting him. I see dire Giants fans in the chat, man. He was kind enough to give me this jersey when we went to the Giants game a couple of years ago. I always say thank you to him whenever I can for it, man. So thank you very much.
he's the man.
But there is no way. There's not, how I can't. The one thing I cannot stand by, when I go on Twitter and people bring up the statistics and they say, "Oh, well, look at Eli Manning's first 3 years and compare it to Daniel Jones' first 3 years." It's completely different eras in football. Up to this point in his career, he's nowhere near Eli Manning, and I hope he becomes better than Eli Manning. But right now, to even put him and Eli Manning, or even him and Phil Simms, no, I shouldn't even say even, because Phil Simms is pretty close to Eli Manning. To put him in the same conversation as Phil Simms and Eli Manning, hell, to even put him in the same conversation as Kerry Collins, who brought this team to a Super Bowl, is crazy. He's got to start winning football games. I don't care if the guy's got speed. I don't care if the guy's got deep ball accuracy. What does that mean? He's got to start winning football games, period. And I know it's not all his fault. I'm always as fair as I possibly could be. It's not mostly his fault, but he has not gone above and beyond. And he hasn't had an opportunity to win a lot of football games, but he definitely has not made the most out of his situation. So to say he's Eli Manning is insane.
Yeah. Well, in 1981, Phil Simms was leading the Giants at playoffs. He got hurt. And then, Scott Bruner came in. And then Simms led him to the playoffs 84, 85, won a Super Bowl in 86, led him to the playoffs in 89. And Hostetler won the Super Bowl in 90, but, we were having a really good year until Simms got hurt. They were 11-2 when he got hurt against Buffalo. And then, Kerry Collins turned a really bad offensive team around into a good offensive team. Went to the Super Bowl in 2000 and really should have beat the 49ers in 2002. That wasn't Kerry Collins.
Really good, Kerry Collins.
He was. Yeah. So I don't know what to say, man. Everybody's got a different opinion, and everybody looks at things differently. I don't see Daniel Jones as being. I think he's better than Dave Brown was.
Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah, and I do see the potential. Eli's
instincts and football IQ was always higher than Daniel Jones. He always had a better arm than Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones is definitely more athletic than Eli Manning. And Daniel Jones definitely has the physical capabilities to be a good quarterback, which is why he's frustrating to me. But to say he's the best quarterback the Giants have ever had, no, can't get on board with that statement.
Yeah, I mean, he's also more athletic than Tom Brady. What does that mean? Like, right. It doesn't mean when people bring up that argument, well, he's faster, he could run. Okay. Yeah, Tom Brady couldn't run. Tom Brady had 2 left feet.
Right.
He's the greatest quarterback of all time.
You're a quarterback, not a running back.
Yeah.
Mick, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. What's with the New York teams wasting the prime of the best superstars? Judge, Eli, Jacob DeGrom, and RJ Barrett. I see the Knicks wasting his prime. Well, I think Eli won a couple Super Bowls, so I would be okay with it. I don't think they wasted Eli's prime. Judge, I don't know what the hell's going on with the Yankees. They made the playoffs the last 3 years, so he's there. DeGrom's been hurt a lot. And the Knicks are the Knicks.
Yeah, let's talk about all these guys. RJ Barrett's still really young. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. I hope that will not be the case. He's like 22 years old. His prime's still 3 years away. So hopefully they do set him up properly. We don't know yet. Eli, they ruined the second half of his career, but I can't say they ruined his prime because they set him up very well to start his career, and he won 2 Super Bowls. So I won't agree with you on that. DeGrom, yes, I do think the Mets did not support him properly, but that goes back to the owner. The Wilpons were a mess. And now that Steve is here, it was just unfortunate timing for DeGrom. He would have had a much better team around him. He wouldn't have lost 1-0 games every week. So yes, I will agree with you on that. But to me, that's about the owner more than anything else, especially in baseball. When you have the ability to spend more than anyone else. Judge, I don't know. Have the Yankees ruined Judge's prime? They haven't won a World Series, but they've been a very good team. I mean, they've competed.
The beginning of his career, they really weren't. In 2017, they started to get better. Well, they made the playoffs every year since 2017. But the first 3 years, they weren't really very good. They weren't losing, but they weren't a playoff team.
Yeah, they were kind of in a rebuild phase, and he was a part of that.
Right. If there was a such thing as a rebuild for the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, a retool phase.
Right. There you go. Chris, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Who's better, Daniel Jones or Dave Brown? Oh, Daniel Jones better. Dave Brown was terrible.
Yeah,
Dave Brown was horrible.
Dave Brown
There was no talent with Dave Brown. Daniel Jones has talent. Daniel Jones' processing speed needs to get faster. But Dave Brown just was horrible. Bad quarterback.
Yeah, Dave Brown was kind of when I first started watching the Giants. And yeah, he was very bad. So was Cannell. Cannell was not very good either.
No. And neither was Kent Graham. They were all pretty much the same quarterback. Which is why we were really good on defense, and the offense was really, really bad. So
yeah.
Gowies, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the super chat. He says, hoping DJ and Barkley have a great year to piss off their haters. And sorry, Baddog, we go Red Sox. Well,
I'm praying. I'm with you on Barkley. I think Barkley is going to have a big year. And I've been on record of saying I think Daniel Jones is going to have the best year of his career. I just don't know if that's going to be good enough. Yeah. But I think he'll have the best year of his career. But that's
the thing, though. Like, I don't understand what I've said before. I guess a hater is just a guy rooting against somebody. And I don't know. Giants fans, I don't think Giants fans are rooting against them.
That doesn't make you a hater. You're not rooting against them.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's talking to me. But saying, like, a hater to me is somebody that just roots against the guy. I think every Giants fan wants Daniel Jones and Barkley have great years. I don't think that'll piss off. Maybe we'll piss off the haters, but it'll make Giants fans very happy because we'd be good, and that'd be nice for a change because Lord knows we haven't been good in 6 years.
Yeah,
we're going to need those guys to have big years, and both of those guys are playing for contracts, so hopefully they can stay healthy and they can ball out, and we can be a good team. I'd like to call some winning football this year. I'd like to not use this playbook this year. LA Lou, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Used to going to make Super Bowl predictions before the season starts. Are you going to do it separate, or are you going to collab on a prediction stream?
I'm going to do weekly picks this year, Lou. I have a new sponsor, and that's going to be like the main feature where I'm going to feature them. So I am going to do weekly picks, and I will probably do a video before the year starts, like maybe like September 1st, where I do like a prediction in terms of, the power rankings and who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. But Lou, I'll tell you right now who's my picks to win the Super Bowl as of now. And I never like to be the guy that takes the chalk all the way. I take the chalk halfway this year. I do like the Bills. I think the Bills are going to make the Super Bowl. For the simple reason, I think they're going to get home field advantage because the AFC West is going to beat the hell out of one another. And I think the Bills will win at least 12, probably 13 games. And one of those West Coast teams is going to have to travel to Buffalo, where it's going to be a tremendous advantage. And that's why I'm picking them. I'm picking the Bills to go. And they're just really good. You saw it last year. So I like the Bills, and I like the 49ers. That's my, I guess, risky pick. I like the 49ers. I think they built off last year, and I do believe in Trey Lance.
Yeah, I probably won't do any of that stuff.
Chris Berman special. Remember, he used to pick those.
He did every year. But Lou, I'll just say this: if I'm going to do a prediction, I'm just going to say I'll take the chalk, and I'll pick the Rams to repeat. There you go. That's the way I would do it if I was predicting. Yeah, but Chris makes a good point about the Bills. The Bills playing a much weaker division. The AFC West will beat each other up, and the Bills will end up with the best record. And yes, when you go to Buffalo in January, that is a major advantage for Buffalo.
Especially if you're a West Coast team.
Yes, and you throw the football. It is tough, and it's not because it's cold, and it's not because it's snowy or sleet. It's because of the damn wind. Yeah. That is brutal.
And if there was any quarterback suited to play in that wind, it's Josh Allen.
Right. So,
which is why they drafted him.
That'd be a massive advantage for Buffalo, for sure. Tommy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. He says, love the content, guys. I live in Jacksonville. It will be at the game at 10:23. Stand up.
Have a great time, Tommy, and we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for tuning in.
What is the 10:23 game? Is that?
I'm assuming it's probably when they play Jacksonville, because they play in Jacksonville.
Oh, gotcha. I forgot we played Jacksonville this year.
Yeah, that's part of that.
Yeah, so have a good time, man. Let's go Giants, baby.
Let's go, man.
Hopefully we can win that.
I keep seeing Joey, let's say, give me a Twitch pops. I think he's referring to that story I used to tell about my friend when we went to Atlantic City who had Tourette's.
Oh, gotcha. Tutto, grazie, paisana, grazie. He says, Kev, our next match is against my former team, which I was originally drafted. I've blown my left knee, got IR. They traded me cheap, and later on they've regretted. I'm planning to break them apart. Tutto's ready to drop the jackhammer on somebody.
Let's go, Tudo. Let's go.
Tudo's ready to freaking run through a wall and come out like a runaway locomotive and just truck everybody.
Yeah, buddy.
I'd like to watch Tuto play just to knock people around. I think that'd be fun to watch some rugby. We don't get any rugby over here, but I think it'd be fun to watch that.
I've seen
I
it on
know
I've seen it on TV time to time. I don't watch it though.
when they had COVID, when the sports shut down over here, I remember they aired some rugby, and I was completely lost on how it was played.
Yeah.
Our friend Dave Gettleman, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. He says, if I didn't sign Odell to trade him, how do you think Daniel Jones would be performing now? Good question. Do you think Odell Beckham makes a major difference in Daniel Jones' career?
No. It's not the Odell of old. I know he looked good with the Rams, but no, it's not the Odell over the first 3 years of his career.
But in 2019, do you think any of that happens? Do you think it's obviously the fallacy of the predetermined outcome, but is it different if Odell Beckham is healthy in 2019?
Obviously, it helps him. But do I think it turns Daniel Jones into an incredible quarterback? No, because we still have the same problems, and we would still have the same problems if he was here. We'd have no offensive line. So Gettleman still would have drafted poorly after the fact. So it would have helped him a little bit, maybe, for sure.
Right.
But do I think we would have won a lot more football games? No, I do not.
Right. No, I don't know. By the way, we're 2 likes away from 300. Let's get 300 likes up here. 300. Let's go. Yeah, I think he would have helped.
Yeah, of course.
He certainly wouldn't have hurt him. But Daniel Jones might have probably still would have had the same issues. And another thing is, maybe Odell grew up, but we all know that
How do you think Odell would have handled Daniel Jones?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how Odell would have handled Daniel Jones.
So I would handle Baker Mayfield. It wouldn't have been a much better situation with our offensive line over here with Daniel Jones. So if we're being honest, he probably would have forced his way off the team like he did Cleveland.
I agree.
And he would have probably ended up with the Rams anyway.
I agree. Roldy, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It's either you have it factor or you don't. Potential means nothing. So fans can say potential, but when you look at DJ, there's no it factor. When you watch him play, all I see is a backup. A lot of guys see it that way. He's shown flashes of it, but he's too inconsistent. And to me, Roldy, and I don't know if Chris feels the same way or not, but if your guy is an actual franchise quarterback, I think before year 4. Like, I think there's no doubt this is the future. Like Justin Herbert, yeah. People can say, oh, Josh Allen had a couple of bad years. He did, but the talent was there. You know what I mean? Like he had the arm strength. He had the strength, the athleticism. He had it, like you said, and his skills got sharpened. Pat Mahomes, you knew immediately. Pat Mahomes. I feel like if we're still questioning what Daniel Jones is in year 4, I don't know if he's a backup. I mean, it might be a backup somewhere next year. I mean, he may end up being a starter down the line. I just don't think it'll be here.
Yeah, I can't say for sure if he's going to be a lifetime backup or not. People probably were saying the same thing about a guy like Alex Smith or Ryan Tannehill 4 years into their career. And then they got put in better situations and they became productive starters in the NFL. But do I think yes, I agree that Dan Jones is not going to be the franchise quarterback for the New York Giants.
Right.
I agree with that. And I hope I'm wrong, but I agree with Roldy. I don't, at this point, I would be much more close to being at least close to sure going into year 4. And I understand a lot of it has to do with the surrounding parts, but he just hasn't shown enough and the injury problems as well. So I agree. I don't think he'll be the franchise quarterback here. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, the injuries certainly haven't helped him. Yeah. I mean, that's a thing. And you can say, well, he got injured, but yeah, that's part of it. I mean, you have to stay healthy. That's part of your job. And the best availability is the best ability is availability. And unfortunately, he's had issues staying healthy. I'd love to see him play 17 games. I'd love to get a good I would just love him to have 1 year where everything works and we'll see what he is. I would like 1 year where there's like no excuses. And he is what he is. He's either really good or he's not. And that's what I'm hoping for in 2022. I think that's all we can hope for.
I hope he starts off like last year, because I actually thought he started off good last year.
Except for that game in Denver, he wasn't good.
It wasn't good. But overall, if he gives me the same 4-game sample size that he did last year as a totality, I would love that for his first 4 games this year. and then build off of that. Hopefully that'll be the case. I don't want him to get off to a horrible start. I don't expect it to be a crystal clear start, but he's got to at least get off to a decent start and then build off of that. And we'll get our answer this year. That's it.
Yep. Agree. Born a G-Man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Says love you, both of you. I have high hopes for this new young team. We'll get it together. Well, thank you for the compliment, man. We love each and every one of you guys and girls too. Even Joey Diaz. I know he went to bed now. I know mom called him to bed, but I love you too, Joey. I'm a lovable guy. But yeah, I hope you're right. I know there are definitely guys. It's a new regime. You have high hopes. It's something fresh. It's not the stale old regime that we had with Garrett and Judge. And you're hoping for the best. And that's all we can do right now. It's August. Hopefully we still have high hopes at the end of September. Hopefully we're somewhat relevant in September. If we could be 2-2 through our first 4 games, that'd be awesome. Just to show, hey, we can play at this level. We're not getting our brains beaten every week. We're not losing heartbreaking games and finding ways to lose. That'd be awesome. But I hope you're right, man. I hope we get it together. Want to get it together.
And I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the support on both our channels.
Yep. I want to win. I want to win football games. Dashy, my friend, thank you for the super chat, brother. Appreciate it. I said it all the time, Baddog and Chris. The Bengals are defending AFC champions until someone knocks us off our throne. That's fact.
Of course.
That's a fact.
Got to respect the Bengals. I mean, we'll find out this year if it was a fluke or not, but you got to respect them going into the year for sure. I mean,
yep.
You guys had a great run. You went all the way to the Super Bowl, and I'll tell you one thing, man. I had no idea your defense was as good as it was, and I don't think the defense gets enough credit for that Super Bowl run. I think it was more responsible for you making the Super Bowl than Joe Burrow was. Your defense was incredible in those playoffs. You held Pat Mahomes to no points in the second half. You created, 4 turnovers against Ryan Tannehill. The Bengals defense was incredible during the playoffs. So I'm definitely not ruling you guys
even with their secondary being a very weak point.
Their safety was great, though. I forgot the guy's name. Their safety is awesome.
But see, that's what gives me hope about the Giants defense, because the Bengals secondary outside of the safety was –
they had Eli Apple.
Right. Not good. We have a great safety in Xavier McKinney. Aaron Robinson, not good. Not so far. I mean, we know Eli Apple is trash. Forever. Stinks. Yeah, that was a good rant I had on Eli Apple. Benjamin, my friend, thank you, brother. He says, to Dashy's point, the Rams are defending champs.
Jesse Bates was the safety. There you go. That's what I was talking about. But yeah.
Yes, Bricks Nation, let's walk it off. The Yankees are tied at 4 going to the bottom of the 9th. Let's walk it off in our favor for once. We've been walked off a lot this year. Well, we can't be walked off, but because we're at home. But it'd be nice if we could win this damn game. Nice to win. The Yankees don't win a lot. It'd be nice to come back from 4-0, because I thought the game was over when it was 4-0 with the way they have not scored runs, but they did battle back tonight. So I would love, like Cabrera, to get the game winning hit. One of the kids, or Florial. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So you guys bottom of the 9th. We'll see. Mets got a huge win tonight. They didn't want the Braves picking up another game. We'll see how DeGrom does tomorrow. Hopefully it's a good night for New York baseball, and Yankees winning in the 9th.
Hopefully. Danny Dudd says, I don't hate Daniel Jones. He seems like a good kid, but I hate that he's hijacked my favorite team since 2019. I never bought into him. Hated when he was drafted. And that's fair. I didn't like the pick either. And it didn't have anything to do with Daniel. It had nothing. Right. I hated it. It had nothing to do with Daniel Jones as a player. It had to do with that I wanted Josh Allen. And I just didn't think that we should have taken a quarterback. I wanted Kyler Murray. That was it. I didn't want another quarterback in that draft. I thought Josh Allen was the pick there, and I couldn't believe that they took Daniel Jones 6th. I think the entire sports world, or the NFL world, was like, did the Giants really just take that guy at 6? But yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't buy into him, and it makes sense. He came out of Duke. He was a 6th overall pick. He got drafted too high. If Daniel Jones was drafted in the 3rd round, we're not having this discussion about Daniel Jones at all. Yep. The whole reason Daniel Jones is discussed the way he is in such a negative light is because he was a 6th overall pick, and you expect that guy to elevate the team no matter what his surroundings are. You expect him to get better, and you expect him to make everybody around him better. So that is Daniel Jones. The biggest problem with Daniel Jones is that he was picked 6th overall. It's not his fault. But if he was picked in the 3rd round, he's not getting the amount of criticism.
So he also wouldn't still be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but that's my point is he wouldn't even be around anymore if he played like this as a 3rd round pick.
Yeah.
But the fact he was a 6th overall pick is why he's still here and why fans are like, what? Because that's a big miss. I mean, our first show or our first season when we did this, we talked about if you miss on a quarterback, you set your team back 5 years.
That's what happens.
You can't miss on a quarterback.
Yeah.
And so far, the first 3 years, I don't think anybody could say we hit on him. Maybe year 4 is different. Maybe he figures it out. Maybe it turns around and he's just a late bloomer. And Dable and Kafka get the most out of him. That's what we have to hope for.
I am confident this time around we're not going to miss though, because of the team they're building. I think the quarterback will come into a much better situation than Jones did, and I don't think we'll miss this time around.
Marco Polo, I can't believe that he's even hitting. I'll be honest. I can't believe he's even hitting right now. I guess Aaron Bubbles Boone decided, let's see if we can get him to run into one. He has not had an extra base hit since July 9th. That's how bad he's been.
And he plays every day?
He's been playing every day. He hasn't played the last few games because he's terrible. Misplayed a ball out in center field, cost us the game the other night when Cole pitched. Misplayed a ball into a triple, and we ended up losing because of that. He hasn't had an extra base hit in over a month. He's a singles hitter, and he's hitting 218. I mean,
I see somebody asked this Mets or Yankees, right? I mean, right now you have to say the Mets the way the Yankees are playing.
The Mets are better right now, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Mets are a good team.
I'm going to be honest. I think Mets are just better. And maybe I'm a Met fan. I'm biased, but I just think the Mets are better. And I definitely think we're better suited for playoff baseball with our starting rotation.
I thought the Mets are better going into the year. I don't think there's any question about it. That's why when people talk about, listen, I'm going to say this, though. The Mets fans that hate the Yankees and talked all the crap about, the Yankees buy their championships, the Yankees buy this, buy that. I don't hear Mets fans complaining about how much Cohen's spending.
I've
never had an issue with that. Spend it.
I don't care how you win. If they got to spend $2 trillion,
go for it.
Yeah, that's what baseball's about.
That's right.
So
that's right, and go for it, man. I
still don't think we're the best team, though. I think that's the Dodgers, and then I would say us and the Astros are pretty close. But I think the Dodgers are the best team.
What are you looking at in this game against Cincinnati? Like, is there besides the obvious, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, is there somebody you're looking at saying, I want to pay attention to this guy or pay attention to this positional battle?
I'm good. Same thing as going into last week. It's going to be Aaron Robinson for sure. I'm very concerned about him and Evan Neal. I think you want to get a better look at Evan Neal, even though you're not going to flip out, but it would be encouraging if you look good this week. And I would say those two players individually, along with Kayvon Thibodeau. But again, hard to get a read on anybody because we're going up against backups. But for sure, Aaron Robinson, I'll definitely have my eye on when I'm doing the play-by-play on the defensive side of the ball. I would say Robinson, Neal. I'm not going to read too much into the quarterback because it's going to be a vanilla playbook. You're not getting the full dose of the offense, but I do think you get at least a decent read on offensive line play, regardless of the type of plays that they're calling. So I'll definitely have my eye out on Evan Neal and Aaron Robinson, those two.
Is Ojulari playing in this game?
I'm guessing not. He just came back like 2 or 3 days ago. Maybe he will, but I'm guessing.
I don't know. I see a lot of guys in the chat saying Darian Beavers. Beavers is going to be a fan favorite. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think if you are a football fan, that is a football player. That is the type of guy you want to watch. Like I said, I compared his energy to Pepper Johnson. If he's anywhere as close to Pepper Johnson, it's a major steal. But that motor is Pepper Johnson-esque. He's a guy that, when you're drafted late, you have an opportunity, you want to make the most of it. He plays with a chip on his shoulder, but he's extremely hardworking. You can teach guys some skills. You can hone their skills. You can't teach work ethic. You either have that or you don't. He obviously has it. So I know a lot of people might swing there, Hicks. He's just swinging a pitch that was helmet high, and he struck out. The guy sucks. Why is he even in there? But yeah, so Beavers is the guy everyone's looking at.
Beavers I like, yeah.
Definitely me, Kenny Galladay. I'm paying attention to Kenny Galladay. I want to see how he runs his routes. I want to see if he can get separation. I want to see
Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe Wan'Dale Robinson gets involved.
It'd be nice to see Wan'Dale get a couple of targets. He didn't get a ball, but definitely Kenny Galladay is for sure somebody that I'm looking at to see exactly what he brings. And if they got to find this timing, Colin Johnson's the other guy. I mean, I'm a fan of Colin Johnson.
I think he's going to make this team. I think
I
Colin's
do
going
too. He's had a great camp. He had a big game one against the New England Patriots. So those are definitely guys that I'm looking for. I think the two receivers, the two big guys, Colin Johnson and Kenny Galladay, definitely two guys I'm looking at. And like you said, Evan Neal. I think Evan Neal needs the reps. And you don't ever want a guy to get discouraged if he's giving up a sack or he's getting dominated. It's part of the indoctrination of a rookie. Welcome to the NFL. And everybody gets beat in the NFL. The point is to have a short memory and worry about the next play. Put the last play behind you. Don't let that linger.
I just want to speak of what DJB said. He said, you all said when you miss out on a quarterback, it sets your team back 5 years. The Cardinals moved on from Josh Rosen in his first year. Kyle Murray comes in and bowls instantly. How? That is a very rare instance, DJB. And to be fair, the Cardinals changed regimes. I think they changed their GM. If they didn't, they definitely changed their head coach. And they had the number 1 overall pick. So that was a very rare circumstance where they made the right decision moving off Josh Rosen as quickly as they did. But I'd like for you to point out another scenario pretty much in the history of the NFL where something like that happened. Very rare. And to be fair, what has Kyle Murray done? They've been better. They've made the playoffs once, and they haven't won a playoff game.
The other thing is, though, you miss on a quarterback, but they missed on him and had the number 1 overall pick and went quarterback. So they didn't hold on to Josh Rosen for for example,
most teams when they take a quarterback in the top 10 are not giving up after 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. If we drafted Daniel Jones in 2019 and said, you know what, we're not taking Andrew Thomas, we're taking Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Do you think it turns around because you're not saddled with Daniel Jones for 5 years? So they missed and they got rid of him and took another one. That like Chris said, that's a very rare scenario.
I think that's the only time it's ever happened.
I can't remember a team. And remember, they traded up to get Josh Rosen.
Yeah. You're talking that is the one-off. That is a quarterback drafted in the top 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, where a team only gives them 1 year. For that one instance, I could give you Sam Darnold. I could give you Baker Mayfield. I could give you so many quarterbacks that set the franchise back 3, 4, 5 years. So,
Cleveland actually ended up being pretty good.
They did. But they ended up moving on.
But with Ryan Leaf, I mean, San Diego got set back a long ways with that. It does. The Raiders with Jamarcus Russell, like when you miss big, it hurts. Because, like you said, you're going to hold on to that guy for a while. Usually, I don't ever remember a team drafting a quarterback in the top 10 2 years in a row, or even in the first round 2 years in a row.
Very rare.
I can't remember that happening.
Yeah.
Alien, my friend, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. What up, guys? Do you think the Yankees should bring back Joe Girardi? No, Joe Girardi wouldn't come back to the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees should have ever fired him.
Yeah, I didn't like that move by the Yankees when they did.
But he'll never come back.
You think Boone's gonna get fired at the end of the year? If say you get knocked out in the DS, do you think he gets fired?
No, they just gave him a contract.
Okay.
So no, I don't think he'll get fired. I think if he gets fired, it'd be at the end of next year. But I think he's coming back. They gave him 3 years. I think
about Cashman.
Cashman will go on. Although Hal loves him. Hal may never get rid of Brian Cashman. So
I don't know how that guy's kept his job as long as he has. I understand you guys have won. You've been a winning team, but you're the Yankees. You're a team that spends as much as anybody in the league. You're supposed to win every
Hal
year.
isn't his dad. I think if George Steinbrenner was still alive, Cashman would have been gone years ago. I think if the Yankees missed the playoffs in 13, 14, and 15, I think he would have been long gone.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the end of him.
I don't know how he's kept his job as long as he has. Credit to him.
Yeah, I just don't think Hal cares. I think Hal looks at the books and doesn't know anything about baseball, where George Steinbrenner didn't care about the books. He cared about winning. I don't think Hal does. Not like his dad did. That's for sure. Dominic, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Hicks struck out. Shocker. Aaron Hicks stinks. He's horrible.
That was a horrible contract.
And he freaking
7 years or something?
Yeah, 7 years, $70 million. Oh, the contracts Cashman signed. What about Jacoby Ellsbury? 7 years, $150 some odd million. People just seem to forget about that. What about paying Kagawa $46 million to pitch for our AA team all those years? I mean, there's a bunch. Carl Bavano, Jarrett Wright. There's a bunch of contracts like that. They're absolutely horrible. that a team with a lesser bank account. You want to talk about setting a franchise back? Those kind of contracts are kill a franchise. The Yankees could just bury them.
The
and
Mets
buy
made
more.
the Mets made one move like that was on that
We're still
level of
paying them.
Jason Bay, I was going to say.
Oh, I was going to say
And
Bobby
that's set the
Bonilla.
franchise back 5 years because we had the cheapest owners in the world. So
Bobby Bonilla, you still pay
Bobby
him.
Bonilla, yeah.
You know, BW Webb, thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. He said, "You really BW Webb's son, or is he BW Webb Jr.?"
I'm not sure. Maybe it's his son.
Maybe. If Aaron Robinson continues to struggle, Joe should strongly consider bringing me back. Okay, it's not. I didn't read that. I'm like, you never know. Aaron Robinson's got a tough task. I don't think there's any question about it. That's a tough place. It's a tough position to play. I think it's the second toughest in football besides the quarterback. It's a reactionary position. You got to get the jam off the line, and especially when you have a guy like Wink who's going to send the house. You're going to be put out there on an island, and if you can't get the jam and you can't stay close at the beginning, you're in trouble. So I think Robinson's got to figure out how to jam receivers at the line of scrimmage. He's got to be able to change his direction a lot faster because it was obvious that he was having a hard time with that in game one. That's what you work on. That's why you put him out there again. And again, as a corner, he's got to have a short memory. But yeah, I watched him play and I got, God, I can't think of the guy's name. I was going to say I got flashbacks to, there was a guy, Jaron Hosley. I got flashbacks to him.
Not good.
The Judge just freaking missed that 402 feet to dead center, and it falls on the warning track. Yep.
I'm going to answer. Give me your foods. He's been asking me a lot throughout the stream what I thought of the finale to Better Call Saul, which is the prequel.
Oh, Chris, let me go potty real quick. I haven't peed all night. I'm impressed with myself. You guys,
you go urinate. You go urinate. I'm gonna answer.
I'm gonna go hit the head. You guys hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell. Most importantly, go into the description below and make sure you hit the subscribe button for the Entertainment Dog Sports. I'll be right back.
But yeah, obviously it was the prequel to Breaking Bad. I saw you ask me that a bunch, and I love that show. Definitely, in my opinion, the best show on TV right now. Well, now it's over. It was the series finale. But my initial reaction to I'm not going to say what happened, but I'm just going to give you what I thought about it. My initial reaction to the series finale of Better Call Saul was slight disappointment because I had heard from Vince Gilligan and I had heard from Peter Gould, who, of course, are the writers of the show, that it was going to knock my socks off. So I went into it expecting like something like insane, and I didn't get that. But when I had time to like really let it all sink in, I thought the ending was perfect. I loved it. I think the ending was great. The way that they ended it. Yeah, I thought it was great, start to finish. And I think this was the best season of Better Call Saul. Absolutely love that show. So yeah, I know not everybody doesn't love it as much as Breaking Bad because it's not as like intense. But I think it's awesome, and I thought the ending was near perfect.
That was when Philly 500 told me that I have to watch is Better Call Saul, and he says it's slower than Breaking Bad.
Yeah, don't go in there expecting the high intensity of Breaking Bad, but it's still an incredible show.
Yeah, one of these days. But it took me forever to watch Breaking Bad, and then I was like, "How the hell did I miss this?" It was amazing.
Amazing. Breaking Bad's arguably the greatest show of all time.
Yeah, well, Seinfeld's the greatest show of all time, in my opinion. But yes, that was Breaking Bad was very, very good. I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy how you could just watch one episode with the fly. Sometimes you get a fly around down here, and people are like, "Oh, it's like the episode with the fly." I just missed something here. Where'd it go? Roldy, my friend, thank you for being a member for 22 months. He says, Baddog, fans are going to find new excuses for DJ.
It's not going to matter.
It really isn't going to matter.
Not going to matter. He's gone if he doesn't perform this year. They can come up with all the excuses they want. This is it. It's put up or shut up.
I agree. I listen, man. I mean, definitely, I would love Daniel Jones to have a great season. But I feel like at the end of the year, we're not going to be talking about him anymore. I just have that feeling.
I hope we are, because that means he had a really good year.
Right. I have a feeling he's going to have to set the world on fire. The man's going to have to play like an all-pro, not a Pro Bowler, an all-pro.
Yeah.
In order for them to say, you know what, we're not taking a quarterback. We're not going to do it. So I just, like I said, the
I don't know
Daniel
about all
Jones.
pro, but he's got to be really good this year to at least get a franchise tag. He's got to be really.
You got to win.
Yeah, he's got to win. He's got to
They
win.
got to win.
Like all pro means you're the literal best quarterback in the NFL. So I'm not going to go that far. But
He's got to be. He's got to be elite, though. He's got to be top.
He's got to play
10.
really good this year. He's got to play really good this year. And the Giants, like, we got to win. We got to make the playoffs.
He's gonna have to be better than he's got to be like top 8, in my opinion, and they got to win.
Yeah.
You know, like they have to make the playoffs, and he has to be a top, maybe not top 8, top 10 quarterback. He has to be one of the main reasons that they win all these games. He can't have a good start, then a bad start, then a good start and get hurt and miss 3 games and come back and have a bad start, then have a mediocre start and have a good start and then have a mediocre start. You can't have that. He's going to have to be great almost every game for them to go, okay, you've earned a 5th year here, where they say, we don't want to draft it. Because if the Giants are drafting top 10, he's gone. I mean, they're not going to sit there and pass up a quarterback. If Shane and Dable see a guy that they want in the draft, no matter how Daniel Jones plays, if the Giants are 4-13 and they're picking 5th, it doesn't matter what Jones does.
Oh, no, it don't matter.
Because they're going to say, our future is not with Daniel Jones. Our future is going to be with CJ Stroud or whatever that, they want to take at that juncture. So
this is the 9 wins, and he's got to play good. To me, for him to stay on the Giants this year, if somebody asks me what's the minimum requirement, I've said it now for over a month, playoff, I'll say 9 wins. If they miss the playoffs with 9 wins, 9 wins, and he's got to have a Carr year. He's got to do what Carr did last year for the Raiders. That is the minimum for me if he's going to get a franchise tag. He's got to play on that level this year. He's got to do what Carr did last year for the Raiders to get a franchise tag. If he does anything less, he's gone.
Yeah. I see Fob Blizzard said, this guy said Seinfeld's the greatest show ever. Laughed my ass off. Boardwalk Empire's great. Everybody has a different opinion what the greatest thing is.
Yeah,
there's no right or wrong answer to that. That's my opinion. It's
apples and oranges. It's different genres. Right. It's Seinfeld is the greatest sitcom probably of all time.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's somebody's opinion. Everybody has the right to their opinion. I always love when someone's like, your opinion's wrong. How is my opinion wrong? I have a certain taste, just like I think Halloween is the greatest film of all time of Goodfellas because I like horror movies. Don't like comedy movies, but somebody else is going to say that's not the greatest movie of all time. This is the greatest movie of all time. Everybody, that is the biggest thing with social media is everybody thinks that their opinion is the right opinion and nobody else is entitled to a different opinion or they get mad.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And that's why if you're really immature, you can't handle it.
Everything's opinion based.
Everything is, of course.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. But on the internet, on social media, God almighty, if you don't agree with somebody, oh, you're wrong. You suck. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Jesus.
As far as what
are we talking about here?
What Fabio just said about Boardwalk Empire, that's a show I have to watch. When it first came out, it was a long time ago. I remember I started watching that. I was dating a girl at the time, and we watched the first season of that, and I really liked it. And for some reason, I didn't get around to keep watching it. And that's a show I have to go back and watch. But yeah, people say that show's great. Steve Buscemi is a great actor, so that's on my my list of shows I have. Ray Donovan's another one I have to watch. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch Boardwalk soon.
Born a G-Man, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says Patriots curse the Giants like Boston the Yankees. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what cursed the Giants. The boat trip cursed the Giants.
Boat trip cursed the Giants, and we did. I think we got all the luck we could over those 2 Super Bowl games against the Patriots, and it was worth it though. So I'm willing to live with this for those moments. Yeah,
look at this guy. Clowns are from New York and didn't mention Sopranos. You know the show way better than Breaking Bad. Is that really you with a cat in your picture? Is that really your face?
Hey, listen, I got love for Sopranos. Sopranos is a great show. It was the first show of its time.
I've had an issue with this clown before. I remember when I did comment in the comments. This was one of the guys I commented on, Jason LeBlanc.
But Jason, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I love the Sopranos. And Sopranos was definitely a game changer in terms of shows. At the time, it was kind of the first of its kind on HBO, yada yada yada. It's not even close. Breaking Bad's much better than The Sopranos. It's not even close.
It's just funny how mad people are. Like,
It's not even close.
But the thing is,
and The
like,
Sopranos is great.
But just call someone a clown because you didn't say Sopranos. Like, you are angry at life, ma'am. Do better. Like, seriously. I mean, you're sitting there with a cat in your lap, and I hope that's not you. I don't know what else to say, man. Alien says feminine cat man. There you go. I don't understand. Like I said,
again, in my opinion, it's not even close.
Correct.
Breaking Bad is much better.
But that's my point. You have an opinion and somebody gets mad at you because your opinion is in agreement with theirs. People need to grow up. If you are arguing over that, you really have nothing in your life. If that is if that type of thing makes you mad, you really need to find something else to do. Go touch grass, go breathe the air outside, go look at the blue sky. There's a big world out there. Maybe somebody you want to welcome it.
And Lorenzo, I agree. And that's why I give Sopranos their props. Like he said, one of the writers of the show said, without a Sopranos, and like I said, it was kind of the first of its kind, that shows like Breaking Bad wouldn't exist. So if you want to say it's the greatest because of that, but if I'm just looking at them in terms of their work, I think Breaking Bad is a much better show. You could say, without Jackie Robinson, we wouldn't have African-American players in Major League Baseball. Does that make him better than Barry Bonds? No. So that's my outlook on it. So Sopranos is a great show. Breaking Bad's a much better one.
Here's another troll. You have really turned into an unhappy middle-aged person. Actually, to be honest with you, JJ, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm in the best shape of my life. I have a great job. I have a great family. My wife has a great job. I can pay my bills. I have a house. I have cars. I have retirement. My YouTube channel is about to hit 100,000 subscribers. So, no, I'm not really unhappy. But I do find it amusing how when I defend myself, you're unhappy. But see, guys like you that have comments like that, you are the one that's unhappy. You are the one projecting the negativity and the insecurity inside. When people insult somebody, especially on the internet, that is projecting your own insecurities and failures onto other people because you are mad at yourself, buddy. That is a fact. It's a psychological fact. Read a book. Read a book. It's a fact. So that's always, that type of stuff always makes me laugh. I love it because, like, I know, Ben. Do you know me? Have you seen me in real life? Have you seen me off of YouTube? Do you know what I do? Do you know where I go, who I'm with? No.
I just think people are looking to get a rise out of you tonight.
It's not happening, though. You're getting disappointed.
And we appreciate that, Lorenzo. He says we're his favorite Giants streamers. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah. So it is what it is. And Airborne, he's joking around. Baddog, I disagree with your TV opinion. You are the worst YouTuber on the app. That's obviously sarcasm. Yeah, he's making fun. But and Bob says preach, Baddog. Yeah, I mean, it's just, listen, it's the internet. You can't take, this is the other thing. Do you think I give a damn what anybody on the internet thinks of me? Nobody on social media should ever care what anybody thinks about them. That's just the way it goes. It is what it is. But it is. I don't know.
I see Tyler said, respectfully, you're a spoiled Yankee fan. Tyler, and maybe Yankee fans are going to hate me. Respectfully, all Yankee fans are spoiled fans. That's my honest opinion about most Yankee fans, because that just comes with the nature of being a Yankee fan. And that's a compliment to your baseball team.
I've never argued. I've said
Yankee fans expect to win the World Series every single year. That's the definition of being a
spoiled. I am a spoiled Yankee fan. You get
that's every Yankee fan. That's not just you. That's every Yankee fan.
I've said that before.
I won't say
I'm spoiled.
Like 90% of Yankee fans.
We have different expectations here, whether it's fair or not fair. We do expect a World Series every year. We expect to at least get there.
Yeah,
that's part. Yeah. When I was growing up in the 80s, I wasn't a spoiled Yankee fan. They didn't win anything. But when they started winning in the 90s, yes. When they made 6 World Series in 8 years and won 4 of them, yeah. You get out and won the division, whatever it was, 13 years in a row, made the playoffs 15 years in a row, whatever it was, something crazy like that. Or yeah, you come to expect it.
That's just the nature of being a Yankee fan.
Exactly. Michael, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says the trolls are the true losers. You guys are the best. Can't wait to enjoy Giants football with you guys every week. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Nah, Mike, man,
It'll be fun, man. Trolls
Mike,
are part of it. It is what it is. Like I said,
you always get a handful of people.
course
You know,
you do.
sometimes they'll go after Baddog, sometimes they'll go after me. I don't know why I'm holding my wallet. You'll always get a handful of people that you know, but the 99% of you guys are so supportive. So
Of course.
you guys definitely you definitely are outweigh the bad.
If you don't have haters, you're not reaching enough people.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes. I mean, everybody at Howard Stern had haters. You know, Mike Francesa, Mad Dog Russo, you know, they had haters.
Yeah.
You know, John Madden had people that hated him.
Everybody hates Mike Francesa.
Right.
Everybody hates Mike Francesa.
Yeah, even his mom hates him. But seriously, I mean, it's just, you know, it is what it's the internet, man. I really don't take it. I don't take the internet seriously at all. It's just some people really do because it really is all they have.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for them, they try to whatever, like they're trying to make themselves worth something. They're trying to build their self-worth.
I think they just try to create entertainment, most of them. I don't even think half of them are serious. They just want to get rises out of us.
I know. I think a lot of them are serious.
Some of them are. Some of them are.
They know if they are or not. That's really all that matters. They know. Listen, at the end of the day, they know what their life is. I don't know what their life is. I don't care what their life is. I care what my life is, and that's about it. Dire Giants fan, thank you, brother. These people need to reevaluate their own lives. Well, some of them do. Some of them do. It is what it is. Musab, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. The Knicks are making the playoffs this year. True or false?
True.
They're gonna get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, even without Donovan Mitchell, I think they're making the playoffs. But the Eastern Conference is definitely tough. They will probably be in the play-in without Donovan Mitchell. But yes, I think they'll make the playoffs. I mean, Brunson's going to make everybody else on that team better. I mean, how long have we needed a point guard? So I think he ups the game of everybody, whether it be Barrett, Mitch Robinson, Randall. So yeah, I think the Knicks will be a playoff team this year. I'd be surprised if they don't make it.
Yeah. Hopefully they do. I would love Donovan. The Knicks needed Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks need a superstar. They haven't had a superstar since Ewing. Randall looked like he was going to take over that role last year. But again, as we talked about last week, in a New York minute, they can turn on you.
Oh, dude. Julius Randle, he was the toast of the town. And then the next year, and I think a lot of it had to do with his attitude. You know, you could see that he let the fans get to him. And a lot of Knicks fans, I remember this because I pretty much did every game that year, or as many games as I could in terms of the play-by-play. And a lot of Knicks fans would ask me during the streams, do you think Randall's playing as good as he is because there's no fans in the stands during the COVID year? Because people always thought he was a bit of a head case. And then it is a bit circumstantial that he reverted back to the way he was his first year with the Knicks once the fans came back. But I also think that there was a lingering effect from the playoff series against the Hawks where he completely got locked down. But yeah,
I felt like he tried to do too much in that series.
And I think that was the series that really opened your eyes as Knicks fans that we don't have a superstar on this team.
No,
he's not a guy.
He'd be a great 1A to somebody's.
I would say on a great team, he's a third option on a great team. And I think Barrett's ready to overtake him in terms of the better player this year.
Yeah, well, I think Barrett's ready to be. I mean, that's the one thing. The Knicks can't include Barrett in a deal for Donovan Mitchell at all. Yeah. Because what's the point? You want to hold on to him.
No, can't touch RJ Barrett.
That's what I'm saying. That's a guy that, you know, if I'm Utah, I'm saying, hey, send him over here. But I wouldn't do that if I was the Knicks. So.
Can't touch it. RJ Barrett's got potential to be an all-star. You don't touch that.
No, you can't touch this. No. As MC Hammer once said way back when. But listen, guys, we are going to get out of here. There's not much to talk about. The Yankees are about to lose as Chapman just gave up a 3-run double in the top of the 10th. So they will lose again, as this is just what the Yankees do. But it is
another rant video coming.
We'll figure it out. I'm sure I'll have a video up tomorrow for the Yankees. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to scream, though. I'm not going to do that. It's late.
Save you screaming for the playoffs.
I'll save my screaming for the Giants.
and the Giants, yeah.
Right, but thank you guys and girls for being here. Really, really do appreciate it. Again, there wasn't a ton to talk about tonight, but we always appreciate your support. Obviously, as we get closer to the regular season, we will have more to talk about next week when we have a game to talk about, which will be Sunday. It'll be on this channel. Hopefully you guys and girls will tune in. and we'll see how long the starters go, and hopefully the starters do better than they did last game. Not that they were terrible, but you always want to see improvement going forward. You want to see them get ready for the regular season. You want to see them building continuity, getting timing down, and executing plays better. And hopefully Aaron Robinson plays better and the O-line plays better. That's what we got to hope for. Well, you hope everybody plays better, but those were two things that really you saw a couple guys struggle. So hopefully they get better.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait till we actually have things to talk about.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still I feel like I'm still kind of in a mode where it's still redundant. We don't have too much to talk about. Everything's Daniel Jones, and I'm talked out about Daniel Jones.
I know.
I'm ready to see what he can do this year and see if he can take over as the quarterback. And we're not going to start to get those answers until such time they take the field week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. But I am very excited about the preseason game. Most important thing, like I said before, every preseason game, get out of that game healthy. We've already started to have some injuries. Hopefully the key contributors are able to stay on the field, and hopefully they build some confidence, but not going to take too much out of the game because we're going up against backups, much like last week. But regardless, going to have a lot of fun calling the game. Hopefully some of those back end of the rosters guys compete, and maybe, hopefully Colin Johnson has a big game because I think we're both rooting for him. One guy at the back end of the roster. So really looking forward to it. Like we always say, thank you guys for all your support that you guys always show. Means the world. Like Baddog said, wasn't a ton to talk about tonight.
No,
kind of just talked with you guys throughout the stream because we're waiting for a lot of topics to start to formulate. But again, thank you to everybody for being here.
Yeah, next week when we do it, it'll be on Chris's channel. So make sure you guys subscribe and get the links in the channel. But again, we'll have the game to recap when we do the show next week and get ready for the final one, which I'm going to say I should be home in time. It's 1:00 against the Jets, right?
The third game you talking about?
28th is 1:00 on a Sunday against the Jets.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're both on Sunday. I know that.
Yeah.
I think it's
the Cincinnati one's later at night because I'll be able to sleep during the day after the 24-hour stream. It's 7:00 at night. I think the Jets game is at 1. What I'm saying is I'll be in Cooperstown.
That day you'll be in Cooperstown.
Saturday. I'm coming home Sunday, but I should be home in time. I may be a couple minutes late, but I should be home in time. You usually got to check out at like 11, and they're going to take me 2.5 hours to get back here. Yeah. So I should be back in time for the game, but
if you're not. It's preseason.
But it'll be very. I mean, if I am, I'll be 5 minutes late. So
yeah. We'll figure it out.
Leo, thank you, appreciate it. Chapman just gave up a 3-run home. Well, yeah, 3-run double in the 10th inning, and yeah, the Yankees suck, Leo. I don't know what else to say.
What the hell happened to Aroldis Chapman, man? Yeah, he just fell off.
Head case. This is really what it is when his control's bad, it starts to play with him. His mechanics, he's wild. I mean, watch his delivery. He's all over the place. And when you're 6'6" and your delivery is a little bit off, I mean, everything's off. He gets really wild, and then he gets really wild in the strike zone. He tries to get away with sliders, and he hangs them. And then it's a confidence thing. I think that's one thing that's extremely overrated or underrated in sports is a guy's confidence.
Oh, for sure.
I think if you have confidence and it just goes a long way. I mean, that's in life. You have confidence in yourself and the things you're doing, you're more likely to be successful than if you're insecure and you doubt yourself. So
that's the most important thing. People feed off confidence.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to get out of here, guys and girls. Again, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and Thursday. And Yankee fans, yes, there will be a video up tomorrow if they lose this game. Trust me when I tell you. So for the entertainment Talkin' Sports, it is the Baddog. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. We gone.